He's a werewolf, not an
He
animal.
had Mike Piazza, werewolf.
He did. Seriously, man. It looked like he actually went to the barber and said, man, take it off the top.
Look good.
I'm going to eat people.
Help me out.
Dude, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they'd never seen Teen Wolf.
Really?
I know.
I haven't seen Teen Wolf.
Right, but how old are you?
35.
Yeah, this guy is older than I am, and I was a funny meme. It's like, don't say you're a basketball fan if you don't know this baller. And they didn't get it. I'm pissed. All right, 1950. Who do you think was the greatest horror villain in 1950s?
Frankenstein.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
The Blob.
Rhonda Penmark from The Bad Seed. One of the
Not familiar.
original
No idea.
Evil Kid movies, and they say it's a classic.
Okay.
Evil kids are always creepy.
Yeah. Children are creepy.
I have to.
Yeah.
I can't sleep at
I got a
night.
niece and nephew. They're creepy as hell. They just stand over your bed for no reason.
Sometimes kids can be super creepy, and they're not trying to be.
No.
That's why they're creepy.
Yeah.
When you're trying to be creepy, you're just weird.
Yeah.
Right? Like people that try too hard. And then some people, you're like, no, you're just creepy, man. And
There's
you
also
don't
that-
know it.
There's that odd age that I've seen with a couple of my friends' kids where they're like 5 or 6. So like they can talk, but they just stare at you. And then like hours later, they'll be like, "Can I have a cheese stick?" Yeah.
Knock
What
it
the hell
off.
you been thinking about for 5 hours?
Cheese sticks.
Cheese stick.
More and more Asian hornet sightings are happening in Ireland.
Leave the Irish alone.
Get out of here.
What are you doing here?
We don't want you.
Why about on Irish hornets?
It's too cold for you, bee.
Back away. I've already got the fair skin.
Right, bug off.
We got enough to worry about here.
I saw one in the pub. Yeah, as big as a shillelagh.
That's right.
What's sake?
The Irish just insult them until they leave. What, you gonna sting with a little stinger? Okay.
What you gonna do with that there, lad?
If it stings you, there's only one way to solve it. Whiskey.
Whiskey. Just part right on it. It's gonna feel good. Burns.
I'm
Burns real
going over
nice.
there next year. If
Burns
I get
nice.
stung by a goddamn Asian hornet while I'm in Ireland, I'm going to be pissed.
Multicultural.
Let me ask you this. What makes you Asian? What part are you from?
What is your last name, mate?
Are you an Indian Asian or a Japanese Asian? Chinese? What are we doing?
That's pretty good. It's just some drunk guy talking to a hornet.
Just having it out.
Yeah, you said working girls plural, so I imagine that there's 2 or more. Yeah, I don't know that you'll need 7 figures for what it is you're going to do, but definitely get those hourglass figures.
Yeah, speaking of the figures, so often covered in the fishnets.
Yeah.
It's the 6-inch heels. So I wonder what the girls buys them, but you know, on Aurora, they
Fredericks Hollywood.
all have the same look.
Can I
Yeah.
buy you a fish sandwich?
Did you see that, what they're doing up there now?
No,
So I guess there's some, like they're trying to curb the prostitution, right?
have fun with that, yeah.
So they're basically putting up, if the cops see you enough in that area picking up prostitutes, they'll put your license plate up there and be like, known John.
But if they're not going to arrest you, then what? Like most cops in most cities go, hey, we're popping you for prostitution. I do appreciate they're like, we're going to shame you, I guess.
What are construction workers going to do for lunch now?
I don't know. And I don't
Who's
know.
going to use the Lowe's bathroom?
Well, I don't know that the punishment is that bad. So I guess there's a lot of people that just do it all the time.
Yeah, I would think so.
But I think getting shamed, to me, that would be awful. You don't want somebody being like, oh, that's Steve Hill. Fairly.
Hey, what's up, Thrill? What's up, man?
All right, Brock, at 10-1 next year, you're taking the World Series, Super Bowl, Stanley Cup, or National Championship?
Okay, well, I'm a little disappointed. Instead of the national championship, Miles, you should have had the Masters, and I would have taken that for sure. But
Yeah, Miles.
God, I should have had the U.S. Open of tennis. Because there's probably as many tennis fans as there are golf fans. I was trying to go with the more popular sports.
John wants us to add the Puppy Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of
I
those.
was gonna go with the Super Bowl until you said Minneapolis. That's like going to Detroit. So I'm gonna go with the World Series because maybe the Mariners might be in it next year.
All right.
There you go. Just cold, man. Cold.
It is.
I mean, look, if your team gets to the Super Bowl, you're happy. It does kind of suck if you have to go to, like you said, Detroit, Minneapolis. It's not that it affects the game, but one of the things I enjoyed about going to the Super Bowl in New Orleans, like up until the game, we were just out and about doing stuff.
You can't do that in
We
Minneapolis.
weren't bundled up. We're drinking in the street.
You're in the Habital tunnels.
Right, just
Habit
walking through
trails,
tunnels.
basically, yeah.
All right.
It'd definitely be more fun just because all the stuff going on with everything. So
And,
Yeah,
and
without a
listen,
doubt.
I'm just telling you, from the national title game, too, now it helped that we were down there to see the Huskies.
Yeah.
I'm sure the same way with the Super Bowl. That day before is just electric.
It is.
Everybody's in a great mood, right? Nobody's lost.
Nobody's talking smack to each other. I mean, you talk smack, but you're not angry.
The next day,
It's a little more intense.
right. You could tell that, like, we walked into this bar, and I literally went, I think we're in the wrong bar. The mood has changed. And this giant dude, he's like standing on something. He goes, the mood has changed, Husky.
Oh, damn. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Go back to Ann Arbor, giant.
Pull up a pint, let's have a chalk.
He split the G.
Bottoms up, lad.
Good to have you.
Good to have you
It's
here.
gone from hate to like, I love this bastard.
We're going to domesticate the harnett. We're going to make you a nice fella. Why does the world hate you so? We'll find out. Now he's Canadian.
Put your thinking caps on, boys. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day.
It is a B word.
Bitch.
It is a verb, and I give you guys a 90%.
Bitchin'.
90%.
Big bitch.
That's not a verb.
It's an adjective.
It's an adjective, damn it.
Bigger bitch.
Big-breasted bitches.
90% success chant. A B word that is a verb. I'm sorry. No, it's an adjective. My bad. It is an adjective. I didn't change that part of my
bitch.
setup there. It's an adjective used to describe something that happens twice a year or something that happens every 2 years.
Bicentennial.
Biannual.
Biannual.
Bicentennial would be 210.
Yeah.
Back to Palm Springs. He goes.
Hey!
Really, yeah. Looking forward to bye week.
Go there twice a year.
200 years, you say no.
There's a few places. It's not hard to look them up. I think it just depends on who's working at that fast food establishment. But it seems like generally they're kind of like, yeah, sure, we'll mess with you. Mike, you're the most recent one in here to work at fast food.
All right.
Were you? If people were like, hey man, can you do this something crazy? Would you do it?
I mean, to a degree, I would. You know, there's always little modifications that people are going to make. So yeah, if they act for it and it didn't, you know, they paid up if need be. Like, yeah, I didn't have a problem.
Was it a secret menu or did they mix it? Because I'm looking up, I just Googled McDonald's secret menu, all right? So they said, look, it's not an official secret menu, but they allow you to mix and match like the apple pie shake, the Big McChicken, where someone basically got a double burger, added a chicken breast to it. The All American Burger, which basically is just the hamburger with nothing but pickles. Caramel applesauce sundae. So in other words, you get the sun.
That's why I think a lot of places, if you ask, they'll do it for you. But again, it depends on who's working. Like, look.
Oh, the surf and turf, dude. Would you get
a fish sandwich with a burger?
Yeah.
I would.
Maybe.
I would. But I'm a psycho.
All right, here is your question, Tom. In the movie Legally Blonde, what magazine does Elle Woods refer to as the Bible?
Oh, man, never thought, but I think maybe Mademoiselle.
And you're
Vogue?
tracking
Cosmo?
Cosmo. One of the big three, right? So it's Cosmo.
You guys ever get a little personal time with the Cosmo back in the day?
I have.
Yeah.
I have, yeah.
That might be a little out of your age range.
Yeah, I'm a little on the young side for sticking with magazines.
Yeah, but everything that Cosmo, always like on the cover, you know, like 10 ways to please your man. So even as a dude, you'd open it up like, well, okay, 6 of these are.
That would work.
Right on point.
Number 1, grapefruiting.
All right. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, say it's grapefruiting.
All right, Tom. All right, here's your question there, Kraken Jerry. What planet is named after the god of the sky?
Uranus.
Jerry. Nice
That's too
job.
easy for Jerry.
Nice
Yeah,
job.
Jerry knows his sky and his anus. All right, Jerry, we got a 50-50 question for you here. True or false? Instead of once upon a time, Korean fairy tales begin with, quote, in the old days when tigers used to smoke. True or false?
True.
Yes!
Dumb enough to be true.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That is where in the old days when tigers used to smoke.
When they were cool.
Game is Big Dummy 206-803 Ron.
What's that tiger doing? Minding my own business.
Hello.
And now, the Men's Room legacy continues. Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned. and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,411. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And two are the men's room. On tap today, we celebrate winning. On a Bad Choice Friday.
Damn it!
The return of Ted versus the FCC. Plus headlines, a men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack, drinkity drunk.
All right, here we go. Texas corrections officers fired after taking bribes for Wingstop chicken wings. Meanwhile, when you're a firefighter and your dog burns your home down, that really stings. Portland police rescue skunk with its head stuck in a jar. A car thief immediately returns because of what was in the car. And a Florida woman says an AI-generated image sexually assaulted her. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, tributes continue to pour in for original Kiss guitarist Ace Frehley. Died yesterday at the age of 74, and as a lifelong Kiss fan, it hit me how much times have changed, right? Because when I was a kid, Kiss was all the rage, and my parents had no problem with me rocking out to Kiss. But a lot of parents forbid their kids from listening to Kiss for all kinds of reasons. They were Nazis, which is interesting for a band with 2 Jewish guys. They were satanic, whatever. But parents can be weird. We all know this. But we still had to live by their rules, no matter how weird or stupid those rules may have been. Mm-hmm. And there was a recent online discussion where people shared some of the stranger rules the parents had when they were growing up. And some of the highlights include no clothing with faces on them. I don't know. That could be human, animal, or otherwise. Having to leave the room to fart. And having to open the curtains first thing in the morning so that the neighbors didn't think that they'd slept in. I don't understand it either. But look, parents might have some weird or overbearing rules, but if it's any consolation, a survey did find that the average parent feels like a bad parent 3 times a week, or about 156 times a year. And there's no real explanation for why they feel like bad parents, but maybe it's because of some of their stupid-ass rules. But today, on this Positive Friday, we're going to throw our parents under the bus, because why the hell not? Look, I'm a parent. I'm sure my kids think I might have some weird rules. I don't know what they are. They haven't said it, but I'm sure I do something that really, really annoys the hell out of them. But that's what today's question is all about on both sides of the fence. So today we want to know, when it comes to your parents, what would they let you get away with, or what thing would they not let you do?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send your emails to themensroom at KISW.com. And now watch the show live on YouTube at KISW Rock.
Easy for me to say, but not the case for the MC of the UNLV graduation. Go ahead and take a listen as they call this woman to the stage after 4 grueling years of college.
Stephanie Marie Hodnitz.
Jace Isabel. Komayo Makalaya.
Wow. Jesus. He's conjuring something.
That
He's
again.
doing that.
Stephanie Marie
Mata.
Either he was having a stroke or he conjured a demon.
I know.
And it's hard to know what that was. Just one more time. It's really not that hard to say.
Jace Isabel. Kumayo Makala Lakamamata.
But no matter what, she knew it was
Congratulations.
hers. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola bichola.
Shrine and Fly.
Time to open wide and sample Ted's meat and potatoes. Now, here's your host, head chef of the men's room, the Ted Nugent.
Head chef in the house.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. Now, sometimes, any time of year, people are trying to eat healthier and, trying to lock in that diet. I shouldn't say diet. Try to lock in that lifestyle.
Sure,
right?
there you go. Lifestyle.
Yeah. Now, let's stop calling them diets, all right? It's a lifestyle for you. Now, oftentimes, though, there is things we all enjoy that maybe we don't realize how much it is damaging your health. Now, some of the things on this list, you could pick and choose if you want to keep doing them. There's a few of them you will.
I know I will.
Okay. So these are 5 things that everyday foods and drinks that are damaging your health. Now, number 5, again, I don't think any of the 4 of us are big on this, but frozen meals.
I just don't.
Right.
That doesn't shock me.
The occasional pot pie. That's about it.
Right. Like
It's not that I
a
won't.
frozen
I just
pizza or
haven't.
something.
A frozen pizza. We had one earlier. You know what? You're right. So a frozen pizza. Every once in a while, I'll steal the kids' chicken nuggets, but that's about it.
Does a frozen pizza count as a frozen meal? When I think of frozen meal, I think Hungry Man.
You don't think of it that way, but it is.
But see, I'm with Miles. I think they're talking more about frozen meals, like your lean
they probably
cuisine,
will.
Like if
your
you went
Stouffer's.
to take and bake place and brought it home and froze it, and then you just baked it later.
Okay, that's different, though.
It's
You're
not
taking a
prepared
pizza
to
out
be
of the
frozen.
freezer.
But that's not the
Because
process.
these are made
right?
specifically to be frozen, which
But
means
I
that
think
there's different things in them.
There is.
It kinda-
You know what? I'm the head chef. Miles, you're correct. Frozen pizza, not say there's
No,
frozen
they're
meal.
not. I don't think so.
Full and rank.
I will
Yes.
step
Alright.
down.
You see those stripes? They're up and down, son.
There's no stripes.
There's not.
But if there were,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see any stripes, head chef.
Well, I'm not in the military. That's kind of a military reference.
you don't even wear Adidas. We can't even look at your shoes in there. You know?
Come on, man.
See that swoosh?
What rank would you be with Adidas? 3 stripes?
Sergeant.
Is that sergeant?
Right, but I think if they're 3 up, 3 down, it means you're enlisted. If they're just 3 across,
So
OCS.
Adidas are sergeant shoes.
Sergeant.
So start calling them. Oh, you got a pair of them sergeant shoes.
They say frozen meals are usually loaded with sodium and saturated fat, which obviously can increase blood pressure, water retention, inflammation, kidney strain. There's also growing evidence that heating up certain plastics, even in microwave-safe ones, can lead to chemicals in our body.
Well,
You would
they've
never
been saying-
microwave a pizza, Mike. Frozen pizza. Now, frozen meals, you microwave. See?
See, and I would be.
See? Huh?
I think
Huh?
even like pizza rolls, not a frozen meal, just a snack.
Just for sake of argument, I think.
Now, those you
Let's just say we're talking about
Oh,
like
I
like
make 'em.
you're eating. There's the Stouffer's ones. There's the lean. So a lot of times, like the people found out the hard way, and lean cuisines are delicious, but they were like, oh, it's not that many calories or carbs. It's like right,
But there's a lot of
but
other things.
you got 2 days worth of sodium in
Crap.
there. That's why you're laying in bed at night sweating.
But that's how they advertise it. Like, hey, man, low calories. That's what you're
Lay
looking
in
for.
bed and sweat.
Also,
What about
side
Hot
note,
Pockets? Do those count?
that's a frozen meal, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. To Miles, it's a snack.
Just real quick side note from the head chef here. Has anybody had the El Paso microwavable? It's like it looks like a nacho chip, but it's full of cheese.
No. Wait a minute, hold on.
Hang on. What are we
El
talking
Paso.
about here?
It looks like what? One
It
giant
looks
nacho
like
chip?
one giant
Is it
nacho chip.
is it frozen?
It is frozen.
And is it stuffed with cheese?
Yes, or beef and cheese.
I've never even heard of this.
Well,
Oh my God. Okay, so it's it's El Paso's Pizza Pocket. It's their pizza rolls. Only it's got beef and cheese.
Oh, bites and chicken cheese. I see what you're saying. It kind of looks like
I'm not above
like
that.
a dumpling.
these things.
I would eat the living hell out of those. I ain't going to lie to you.
I would.
It looks like a Dorito with crab in it.
Are they good?
It is a very good football food.
Okay.
Right,
All
right,
right.
it looks like a pizza roll that's got just beef and cheese in it.
Did you do this by yourself?
Nah, me and Marshawn had them. He was like,
How many could you house down?
He goes, where did you get these? I'm like, you gotta thrill nose. I'm scouting out that grocery
Yeah, dude.
store. I was in there last night for 3 things. Took me half an hour. Just to when it gets to the weekend, it's like pulling those up.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Again, these are 5 everyday foods and drinks that are damaging your health. Sweetened coffee drinks.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Giant flavored lattes and frappuccinos can pack in more calories and sugar than an actual dessert.
Bring it on.
I will say, by this point, I think most people understand if you're getting a giant frappuccino or something.
The caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino. Say something like that.
Or if you're getting a coffee just loaded with stuff, like you probably know.
You know.
Well,
Yeah.
they closed your milkshake shop.
I know, man.
So your consumption. See, this is going to make you healthier.
I guess.
There's one across the street, dude.
I know.
Is there?
It's yeah. Columbia Tower. Wow. Yeah, seriously.
You got to get over there.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, this one's going to hurt everybody in here. Alcohol.
I don't care.
Frequent alcohol consumption can strain your liver, disrupt your sleep, increase risk of certain cancers. Even small amounts can add up over time.
But it makes ugly people pretty.
Does it?
It does. Well, it wears off.
That's why I drink and look in the mirror.
That's the best I ever looked. Like, God damn, you're a sexy
I don't know.
son of a
As
bitch.
the drunker I get, I start looking at ugly people and thinking, you're ugly.
That's just mean, Mike.
Yeah, it is. I'm a mean
Supposed to make you
person.
nice.
I don't have beer goggles, man. You're just getting ugly.
No, it just
yeah.
takes your inhibitions down, Miles. I get
right.
that much closer to saying it.
Diet sodas. They don't have the sugar content of real soda, but some artificial sweeteners used in diet sodas may interfere with our gut health, insulin sensitivity. It's also bad for your teeth, just like the regular stuff.
Aspartame, man.
There's a lot of stuff, and I hear it all the time with diet sodas and everything, but this one's kind of a tough one in a lot of the health and fitness world. There's also a lot of people that are like, hey, man, if you're trying, you want to have a couple diet sodas.
Yep, it's fine.
Right. Now, I will say, I think drinking them all the time, like you still need to drink water and other stuff, but
Sure.
it used to be, there's a few days a week, it's like, I just want to have a soda.
Yeah.
Last on the list, this one just hurts the most. But again, I'm not shocked this is on the list of everyday unhealthy foods. Potato chips.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's easy, right? They're designed to overeat them. They're also loaded with salt and unhealthy fats that contribute to high blood pressure.
That's why they taste so good. All the things that are unhealthy about potato chips are why you love them.
And I don't think it, like...
You're telling me these
Here's
Lay's
what
potato chips that left a grease stain on the bottom of my napkin are bad
Here's
for
my
me.
rule. Unless I'm going to a party or I'm having people over, I will buy a single serving bag of chips every time. And that will keep me in check. I can still have them. If I get anything bigger than that, like a Ruffles, kind of forget it. I
will say, I've gotten better, but I think it helps having the pantry. So, like, last night I bought a couple bags of chips for the weekend, but I can't see them.
But if it's not directly in front of your face,
You'll hide the foods.
Because if I leave half a bag of chips on my coffee table and I start watching TV,
You're eating 'em.
you're going to eat them.
Without a
But
doubt.
like if they're out of sight, out of mind.
That's right. Thank you, Head Chef. We appreciate it. Coming up, we'll drink and toast with the shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Hold the toes. Away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,411. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Man, oh man. The exciting return of Ted versus the FCC. Truth be told, our own the Ted Smith taking a personal day, a little vacation time.
Attaboy.
He is down in Austin checking out, as he would say, Formula One racing.
and eating barbecue.
As Formula One comes to the United States of America, they are racing in Austin this weekend.
Austin.
Ted is the biggest fan that I know of Formula One, so he's down there hanging out and enjoying the races. So keep that in mind. By the way, if you're sending in a birthday request today, anything that Coach Ted would do or Coach Ted would do, just know that he's not here to do that today. But no big deal. Instead, we're going to play for you a special bonus round of every miss this year so far from Ted versus the FCC. Now, since Ted is not here, I can tell you, first and foremost, this might be one of the worst years that I've witnessed with Ted.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's been a bad year.
And Ted versus the FCC.
What is his record, by the way? Do you have that?
Any guesses as I'm pulling it up here?
I don't
So
know.
how many have we done?
We've done, let's see.
I know you got to do some quick math on that.
Gonna be 29.
29.
29. I'm going to say he is
I'll say-
17 and 12.
I'll say 15 and 14.
You guys are giving him way too much credit. He is 12 and 15 with 2 ties.
Well, there's 29 altogether.
With 2 of them that we went.
Oh, 2 ties. Oh, okay.
I don't know
Okay,
if
gotcha,
he
gotcha.
won.
Okay.
We're not sure if
Yeah.
he cussed.
So every mess this year so far in Ted versus the FCC is coming up for you at 4:35. What else do we have for you today? Oh, we will drink and toast into the weekend with a shot of the day. Then it's Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday.
Here's a concept for you. Today, we are going to celebrate winning.
Winning.
Spelled W-I-N-N-I-N-G, winning. That is when you beat your opponent, you are a winner. You are winning. So we're going to celebrate winning today, for whatever reason, on a Bad Choice Friday with Joe Esposito. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
Joe
it is.
Esposito. Karate Kid, Mike?
Yes.
From the Karate Kid soundtrack.
From the Karate Kid soundtrack.
You might know it now as Cobra Kai if you're a youngster.
Do we know Joe Esposito for doing anything else?
Oh, yeah.
What
Oh,
else
he's
did-
got quite the catalog.
Is it all like this?
It is
or
all very much like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. Elvis Presley's longtime friend, Joe Bean Esposito.
Oh, Bean. Yeah.
What? Hang on, Joe Esposito.
You put his songs in.
Yeah, Joe Esposito songs. All right, we got "You're the Best."
Yep.
"Come Into My Life"
I think I know that one.
from Coming in America.
That explains why I know
okay.
that. All right.
"Lady, Lady, Lady" from Flashdance.
Ooh.
Oh, so
Okay.
he's like a soundtrack
Yeah.
master, like
Yeah.
Kenny Loggins.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Okay. Joe Esposito, and you're the best around, taking on Paul Stanley.
I can see this in Karate Kid.
That's something like it's a montage in Rocky.
Yeah, this absolutely.
Live
Montage
to
song.
win. He's running down the beach.
What was the lyric? Live to win until you die?
Until you die.
Okay.
So the reason why this song is on my radar is because South Park, when they did their World of Warcraft episode, the kids had to train up their characters to be able to defeat basically the hacker is
Was
what
this
it was.
the tune?
This is what they were putting
Live to
on
win.
while they are just slowly trucking up experience points to get up there, and then you just got Paul Stanley out there.
Yeah. Paul Stanley. You're the best.
Yeah.
Vote now if you follow us on X and Men's Room Live. One of those two tunes coming up right after we drink and toast with the shot of the day.
God, I hope that wins.
That's where we're at on a Positive Friday. That's exactly right. Speaking of Positive Friday, there's 6 people in the building this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
As the Seattle Mariners getting underway at 3 o'clock. Basically, we've determined we're going to let any phone call through. Doesn't matter who you are, what a whack job you are. Sometimes we're like, maybe we shouldn't put that guy on. Not today. You get full access to the radio station. But what we would like to do is celebrate these 6 employees here at Odyssey Seattle with a little salute. First and foremost, we want to give it up to Afternoon Stud. Midday Stud on 107.7 The End. Christy Taylor's in the house today.
Look at that.
Lead producer of the Men's Room, Mike Hoggenhouse, everybody. Video producer on our YouTube channel, Tim Lytell, in there. Subscribe now to YouTube at KISW Rock. Subscribe and smash the like button. Give us a thumbs up there as our subscribers keep going up every day.
You forgot one guy.
Steve the Thrill Hill, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, not me.
Part of the Men's Room.
No, not me.
Miles McGovern, he's also here. And, of course, we have Luke Anderson from 105.1 The Fan in Portland. He's here doing the show live.
It doesn't even work here.
No, he's
And
just celebrating the Mariners.
Yeah.
He's broadcasting live. Let's get up to 6 p.m. working awesome. That's how you do positive.
Man, oh, man.
We might order pizza.
Why the hell not?
Pizza and chicken wings. Here we go.
And I want to thank all of our coworkers for contributing so much to this radio station. You guys do a bang up job. Enjoy your 6-day weekend.
Yes, we've got, as they would say, some strong headwinds. As the Mariners get underway at 3 o'clock, we want them to win the game. We also want to be able to come in here and do our show for you.
Yeah.
So just keep in mind that...
What a concept.
Ted's not here. We are on a very slim staff today. So if you want to call in, man, this is your chance to get on the air and share your thoughts. So with that, our question, and it's kind of in honor of Ace passing away yesterday. Now, we talked about it with the shot of the day. It was one of those things where... as far as being a child, as a kid, there are certain people that you look up to. There are certain people that influence you, that make you like what you like and enjoy what you do, and then they imprint you for the rest of your life, whether that's watching Star Wars or, our parents' generation, when they watched either the Beatles or, the Temptations or whoever it was, Rolling Stones, whatever they were into. It inspired them on what musical path they would go down in life. And if you know anything about musicians and people who wanted to pick up the guitar, one of the reasons that they did was because of Ace Frehley. It wasn't because of John Lennon or George Harrison.
No.
And, you might have been inspired by Jimi Hendrix. Good luck playing like him.
Right.
But with Kiss, it was just one of those things where this is badass cool.
It was cool.
Mike McCready from Pearl Jam. He wrote a very touching piece yesterday. Just posted, the reason that he got into music. was because of Ace Frehley. Now, I was a huge Kiss fan growing up.
Yeah, me too.
All right? But for whatever reason, my parents were not real big on Kiss. And I don't know if that was from a religious standpoint. I don't know if they thought it really was Knights in Satan's Service or whatever the deal was. I was not allowed to own or buy any Kiss records. I could not own a Kiss t-shirt, any of the things that they put out. And trust me.
And they put out a lot.
Even back in 1976, 77, Gene and those guys were way ahead of the curve when it comes to merchandising their product.
Everything.
There were dolls. There were lunch boxes.
Pinball machines.
There were sheets.
Yeah,
I mean, you could buy
you name
bed
it.
sheets. You name it. And the posters back then, they weren't the posters we see today. You could have a 6 by 4
I think they were 6 by 4 on average.
huge
right?
ass poster of the Demon. You could have Ace. You know, they put all this stuff out. And you walked into my friends' rooms, and they had this huge ass badass poster of Kiss.
Yeah.
And I just wanted that so bad.
Oh, yeah.
I could not put it up in my room. Now, eventually, when I turned about 10 or 11, I don't know what happened, but my parents were on vacation. We were at the beach. And do you guys remember the kind of paint that had the glitter in it? Sometimes they would put it in old
everything.
motorcycle
In the
helmets.
70s, it was all glitter.
All the-
if
all
there
your-
was a decal, it was sparkly.
All your rides at the fair, if you got into a car, it had the sparkly paint on it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the logo that Kiss had on a T-shirt. And my parents said, you know what? They finally broke down, and they let me have a Kiss T-shirt. Now, that was all fine and dandy until I believe myself or my mom put that T-shirt in the dryer. Because this
And
was
then it melted
basically
off.
a plastic, and it started to peel the F off.
Yeah.
And so, like, eventually, it said, like, is. It was just,
Right.
It didn't have a long shelf life, but it was one of those things that just, I could not, no matter how hard I tried, I could not convince my mom that they weren't a satanic band. So, like, hotter than hell.
A religious thing. To my parents' credit, man, they weren't particularly strict. I caused a lot of problems, but they weren't particularly strict. But when it came to Kiss, I remember I begged for the album. It was $7.35. I always remember this because my mom was pissed. But it's one of those things where I guess I harassed her enough that she bought me the album. First album was Alive, right? Double album. She's like, it's $7.35. Got it. And as a kid, I didn't care. I wanted that. So they got the album. And I remember she had obviously told my father, like, I'd been annoying or whatever the hell it is. Because he walks into my bedroom and he says, What is this band? Because your mom said you really, really, really wanted this record.
Right.
And I held it up and he looked at the cover and he started laughing. And he kind of read through the liner notes and he's like,
The hell is this?
To him, it was all so silly. Right. And he's right. I mean, as an adult looking back, they thought it was absolutely hilarious. The only time they really questioned me about music was like in the 80s when like Tipper Gore was trying to convince everyone that heavy metal was making kids want to commit suicide, right? That is what they were pushing. So my parents are watching it like on Good Morning America or something. It was right before school. My dad's like, it was Black Sabbath specifically. He goes, hey, you own any Black Sabbath records? I said, I have 4 of them. Yeah. He's like, you ever thought about killing yourself because of, he was straight up about it. I was
You ever thought about,
I was like, what, because of Black Sabbath? He was like, yeah. I said, that's stupid. He's like, do they sing about suicide? I said, no. I was like, where is this coming from? He's never expressed an interest in my musical taste, right? I just point to the TV and it's like Al Roker and some clown up there and they're going on about the stuff. And I remember now I'm watching the screen, they brought up Ozzy, Judas Priest, and I'm like, Dad, I own all this stuff. And I'm telling you, these people basically, as a 14-year-old would explain it, they're simply ill-informed.
Okay, so a couple other weird rules. I was not allowed to touch my father's stereo. That was completely off limits.
You absolutely did not.
But good news for Miles, I had a friend whose dad owned the stereo store in town. Now, it was the only place. You could go to Sears. You could go to other places. But if you really wanted a good stereo, he had all the different brands, all the different components, everything that you needed to put together. A stacked stereo with the size speakers you wanted and everything else. So my buddy's dad had the best stereo that was available in his home. What did that have early on that I'd never seen before, anyone ever heard about? It was a double cassette deck. With the idea being that you could actually tape from one cassette to the other.
Yep.
So what did Miles do? He went out and bought 6 Maxell blank tapes. And my buddy, he would tape all of his Kiss cassettes for me, and I would not label them. And I would take them home, and I would listen to them on my Walkman or on my boombox. I would plug it in, and that was my way to get around the fact that, A, I wasn't supposed to be listening to Kiss. I could not buy Kiss, and I also could not touch my father's stereo.
Right.
So all of those things were just weird rules that I had to figure out a way around. And I
What
did
was
figure
it-
out a way around it.
What was it about stereos? Right? Because my father
They're
had
crazy
this-
expensive.
They were, but it's not like we were rough with them. It's not like I tore it off the wall. But my father made it very effing clear. Like, don't even touch it. Even like, he wouldn't even say turn it on or off. If he wanted it on or off, he would do it. He wouldn't let you flip over his record. He's like, don't touch it. Don't look at it, man. And my buddy Brad touched the stereo once because he lived in a normal household with a normal parent. So he went over to my father's stereo, turned it on, and then flipped the station. And I'm like, no. So my father's upstairs, and now I hear his footfalls coming, and I'm like, dude, here we go. So my buddy Brad, again, his parents being normal, he has no idea what's coming. And my father walks downstairs, looks at Brad, looks at me, says, who the F touched my stereo? So I took it on myself because Brad just
I did, Dad.
So he's like, you know goddamn well, you do not touch my stereo. Put it back to my radio station and turn it off. So
You think he knew that you were taking the fall for your buddy?
I don't know, and it didn't matter because he looked like he was going to kill. Again, we turned on the stereo. Well, Brad turned on the stereo and changed the station. My father treated it like we grabbed the family dog, which we did not own, skinned it, and strung it up on a flagpole. I mean, it was basically that was the response.
Not only that, Mike, I don't know about your home in particular, but if I was to be found in my parents' room, I could be laying on the bed. I could be reading a book. I could be doing homework. I could be doing whatever. I could be folding clothes. Why are you in here?
Yeah, get out of my room.
Out of my. And if God forbid I walked into that bathroom, I don't know what was in there. I don't know if it was
Yes,
a
you do.
nuclear bomb. I'm not sure exactly what they were keeping
Sex
from me.
toys.
But whatever it was off limits for me to even walk into the room.
It was never like full on, I'm going to kill you for walking in here, but there was very much a barrier that you felt walking in there.
It was understood. And I was telling Miles, I'm like, my kids, if I'm looking for them, half the time they're laying on my bed watching TV. And I don't mind. I don't care. I'm glad they're comfortable to walk in there and hang out on the bed. But yeah, there was just, they never said, don't walk into our room. But every time you walked into the room,
they were wondering why. Also, you better knock.
It's almost like you heard Darth Vader music playing in the background. Like, all you did was walk in there and somehow it's like, dun,
Even if the door's wide open.
Knock.
You needed to knock on the wall. You needed to let them know, even though nobody was there. They were gone for a week. You still had to knock on the door before you went in.
Man, the older I get and the more that I know about me and my siblings, we were each like 18 months apart, and there's three of us. So we're clustered together. There's a span of time there where kids are annoying as hell, and I know that we were. I didn't feel like we were at the time, but I know growing up now, we were.
You were.
So my guess here is, because I know exactly what you guys are talking about. Like, you don't belong in mom and dad's room. And I feel like that was just kind of their adjustment zone. Every time either of my parents got home from work, they'd say hello real fast, and then they'd immediately be in their room. And they were in the bathroom for what felt like 25 minutes to a half hour.
Because they knew you weren't going to walk in.
Correct. We would be up against the door to ask a question if need be, but I need to get ready to deal with you. Is kind of what this feels like.
Maybe it was just peace of mind, whatever they were looking for. Here's another weird one for you, okay? Now, I did have a younger brother and a younger sister, but they were much younger. They did drink some milk, but we would buy a gallon of milk or two, depending on the week. And the one rule was that you could not finish the milk. You have to leave at least a cup of milk. I don't know if that was for cooking. I don't know what the practicality of that was. But God forbid because there's no milk in there now. If you finished the milk, you had all hell was going to break loose. You had that's not yours. Don't finish it.
They would call you down the stairs, holding the refrigerator,
holding the empty jug.
Right, and it's like me and my brother, and saying they're like, "Well, who finished the milk?" And my brother and I were like, "Why did you buy it if you don't want
cereal?"
Us to consume it?
I did.
Right. Like, what do you want us to do with the milk when it's in the fridge? Because you keep buying it. You do know we're going to drink it, right?
Yeah.
And it has a shelf life. It's not like we can just leave it in there for a year and a half. Like, you bought the milk, you also bought a cereal. So what we did, you see, is put the milk in a bowl of cereal. And even though to me that is very self-explanatory, it doesn't work with parents.
Sure.
You couldn't finish them. And then you try to leave a little bit of milk, and then they're equally mad. They call you right back down the stairs. Who left this little ass bit of milk? And you're like, look, man,
you can't win. There's a
I can't finish it.
There's a
I can't leave some.
very fine line between did you screw up or did you do the right thing?
Right. I was about to say, like, that we became known for the kids that left one left. Because same thing. We would get that. by God, I bought this milk 2 days ago. I didn't get to have any
Who
of
all
it.
drank
It's
this?
gone. Right.
Look, your entire family did, Dad.
We all exactly. There's
Everybody
5 of us
did.
in here. Yeah,
Guess
the
what?
milk's gone.
It was either that or orange juice.
So then we start leaving one because same thing. We don't want to be the one that officially finished it. Why'd you guys leave one damn cookie in here? Like, okay, we didn't want to
tell us not to finish it. So I almost wanted to say, and we knew better than to F with my dad, but my brother and I were just like, why doesn't he get a Sharpie? And every time they buy the milk,
just draw a line on it.
Draw a line where because we don't know how to play this game. If we drink all of the milk, you're pissed. If we don't drink all of the milk, you're pissed.
Look.
So put a freaking line on there.
And that's not all bad. I mean, from what they did not allow, what they allowed, there were some good things.
Sure,
it wasn't all hell. I'm just saying there were some particular things that they did not. They had the rules about. But if I was at home during the summer. Why are you in the house?
Get out of the house.
From the time the sun came up, unless I had chores to do around the home, which I did, you did not come home until it started getting dark.
And they didn't want to see you. It's not like they were being subtle about it. Why are you in my house?
There's no way to check in on you. You could not call home unless you were at a friend's house.
That's what was great about it.
They didn't care if you had walked in the middle of the woods, didn't know where you were going.
Nope.
If you went to the lake, you could have drowned all day. They did not care. If you didn't show up later at night, they'd look for you. You could have drowned.
Not until
you
then.
could have drowned at noon. They were going to start looking until 8 o'clock at night.
Until the sun goes down.
They didn't care. So, but with that, later in life, I'm appreciative of the fact that they got me out.
You're
there.
independent.
And I
You
did
get
what
to
I
do
wanted
things,
to do.
yeah.
And I could go to the store. I could ride my bike miles into town.
And they didn't ask questions.
I could take the bus into town. I could go to the mall. They didn't know where I was.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't care. And that's why I cut grass and did all those things, was because I got $5. I'm going to the mall.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to the arcade. It was only 50 cents for a bus ride, So our question, it's either going to be good or bad. So when it comes to your parents, what would they let you get away with? Or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCKS.
So this comes to us from Unfocused.com.
Oh, perfect.
And it is 10 things you didn't know about Blue Jays from Unfocused. I'm hoping that they're not tonight.
Okay.
I'm hoping that they are unfocused tonight.
Yes, you hope they are unfocused.
So 10 fun facts about Blue Jays. You guys ready for
There's
this?
10 of them, okay.
Bet to learn all about the Blue Jay over here. Blue Jays are very vocal, and you'll know that because they take over Seattle and they won't shut the hell up.
You know what? I hate to say it, credit to them. They must have spent a lot of money. There was, I get it during the regular season, but there was still a lot of Blue Jays fans in town.
Travel well,
Yeah.
There's got to be just
it's also the entire country.
right. So there's a pocket of
It's a
them up
fan
in
base.
Vancouver that just
Sure,
all roll down
absolutely.
there.
Ton of them. A few years ago, a guy walked by with his family, and I just went, "Dad, are you guys?" And he that's what he explained to me. He's like, "Look, it's our only team." He goes, "I live in Vancouver."
Right.
So it's like,
Yep.
Hop the train, come on down, spend a day in Seattle. It's nice down here, just as Vancouver's nice up there. So it's like, let's make a weekend out of it.
Basically, the Blue Jays, essentially.
You can tell by the way.
It's basically like their Olympic team.
Yeah.
I mean, like you represent the country, but no pressure.
Right. If you're in Canada and you
No
like
pressure.
baseball, you like the Blue Jays. They can live a long time. Good.
How
Live in the wild, Blue Jays can live up to 7 years, and in captivity, they've been known to live for more than 20.
Damn.
They are mean.
They're
Yes,
mean
they
as
are.
hell.
They're mean.
Screw Blue
Really,
Jays,
yeah.
man. Mean
Yeah.
frickin' birds.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, I don't know if they have the bees that crows do. Crows will attack anything. I've seen crows attack eagles. Crows don't care.
They're crazy smart.
But they
don't
do
care.
it as a team.
Yes.
They're almost like killer whales, or it's like, look, we have a coordinated plan of attack. We'll take them out.
They'll chase falcons.
Yeah.
They'll chase anything. Blue jays are lone predators.
Because they're crazy.
They don't pair up. It's like typically you see two birds.
Yeah.
They don't
Teaming
do that.
up.
They don't do that. They're just hordes their entire lives. Yeah, they're single.
Almost kind of a raptor.
Yeah, basically.
Travel by myself. Goodbye. Speaking of which, their migration habits are mysterious. Again, these are 10 fun facts, things that you might not have known about the blue jays. While some blue jays migrate south in the winter, others stay in the same area year-round. The reasons behind their migration patterns are still not fully understood because Canada's cold.
I'd say it might depend where they are. If there's a blue jay in Georgia, like, yeah, I don't fly south.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Do you think that there are birds that they migrate south and all of a sudden they're like, why are we going back, man?
You would think there would be. You know, when I was a kid,
I'm in
there was-
Arizona. I'm doing just fine.
they'd always talk about the ducks, and sure enough, you know, that time of the year, you'd always watch them fly over, right? Without question. And as a kid, I'm like, well, if you like the warm weather,
Yeah.
why don't you stay in the place that you're going? You go through all that trouble to fly the hell back. And I lived in upstate New York at this point, and now they're headed north. I'm like, so you're definitely going to Canada. Guys, it's cold.
Right.
And I know you know this. Why are you going back?
Right. Why do you make 2 long-ass road trips all the frickin' time?
To be warm.
Right.
Like to stay in one
My
place.
grandmother finally gave up. She's just moving to Arizona, and then she'll fly up here for the couple weeks that it's okay to be up here for her.
Exactly.
Right. Like, why are you making such a long damn trip twice a year?
I wonder if it's just like all dudes and it's like their bachelor party. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, honey, it's that time of the year again. Me and the boys are heading south.
I mean, look, if it wasn't,
Stay here and take care of the kids.
Yeah.
if it wasn't for like jobs requiring you to work all year round, like I wouldn't mind going to Arizona for a few months in the winter.
I mean, I feel like we keep talking about that. We do have offices down there in Arizona. We take a week off, head on down to the sun.
The boss just went down.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's going to be in the 80s.
Oh, no.
Yeah, suck it.
He's not here. He can't hear this.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Not watching this on YouTube.
10 things you might not know about blue jays. They can eat almost anything.
Oh yeah.
Blue jays are omnivores with a very diverse diet ranging from insects and small vertebrates, to grains and nuts.
And Arby's steak nuggets.
Arby's steak nuggets.
Arby's steak nuggets.
That's right. So just know that they are just gobbling up them nuts.
I'm just thinking about me sitting there with this nice fresh order of steak nuggets from Arby's.
A
A blue
Blue
jay
Jay.
come by, taking a couple.
Hey, you gonna eat all those?
Yeah.
Mind sharing, friend?
Yeah. I saw Ted Smith. Yeah, what was he doing? It looked like he was choking a blue jay to death.
My Arby's!
Spit it out. I covered him in horsey sauce.
His friend started pecking him.
Yeah. Yeah, the Blue Jay flies back to grab your horsey sauce and goes, grabs the nuggets 5 minutes later.
Hey,
Takes
can
the
I
horsey
borrow
sauce.
some of that? Thanks.
Yeah.
They're avid acorn collectors, so not only are they eating nuts, but they're hiding them too.
Congratulations.
Great.
You collect acorns.
God forbid anybody else has a tree.
They have a particular fondness for acorns. They love those nuts.
Apparently, the ones that we have around here are called scrub jays.
Scrub jay.
The ones with the black heads.
Yeah,
So ours are scrub jays. From
I thought we called those
California.
blackheads.
California scrub jays.
That just sounds
Because I brought that up
awful.
one day on the air, like, why are our blue jays black?
Yeah, they are.
Because someone
Hey,
called
listen,
up-
brother.
They texted and said, hey, they're not blue jays.
Don't ask why.
Something else.
Oh, you got a problem with being up in your hood, okay?
They got a fun.
Miles is upset. I think a couple of them moved into his neighborhood.
Well, all the blue jays.
There goes the
All the blue
neighborhood.
jays on the East Coast have a white head.
Yeah.
All the ones out here have a black head.
kind of ironic.
Is that a problem, Miles?
Pop it.
They got a fondness for acorns, making them one of the foremost natural propagators of oak trees. These birds collect acorns from oak trees and store them for winter in various locations. They're just burying nuts everywhere.
I wonder if squirrels ever steal from them.
Yeah.
Isn't that the big thing for squirrels?
Sure, acorns, yeah.
Yeah.
They're eating them around my place, too. I'm walking my dog, and all of a sudden there's a ruckus going on, and just acorns are falling all over the doggone place. It's wild. It's the damnedest thing. Blue jays have tight family bonds.
Good for them.
Known for their strong social structures and family bonds, unlike some bird species that are solitary or seasonal mates, blue jays form long-lasting pair bonds. These
See
bonds
that,
are not
Miles?
just for the
Yeah.
breeding season. They extend throughout the year and possibly for life.
Yeah, breeding season's all year, homie. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to fly south and get a little bit more.
You know, fly south below your waist.
Yeah. They use tools like trash cans. Mm-hmm. In captivity, blue jays have demonstrated the ability to use paper to help obtain food. This tool-using ability is a sign of their problem-solving skills and high intelligence.
How do they use
Yeah,
paper?
but it's not like they created the paper. We still got to create the paper.
They just they write out need food. Anything else?
Or they sit on the corner and hold it up.
They read reviews.
Yeah.
That place does sound good.
Oh, it's nice.
I think I'll try their banh mi.
That's right. They point at the menu. That one, please.
I thought they held up a sign like on hard times.
Yeah, right.
A couple of nuts would do me good.
Out of work.
Out of work, Blue Jay.
Right. Need nuts.
And after 5 minutes, they changed that sign.
Got nuts.
Down on my luck, Scrub Jay, man. Hit a bad streak.
God.
They can shell Kirby's.
Things you might not know about Blue Jays.
Oh.
Pull him in the third, damn it! Screaming at the TV.
Not all Blue Jays are actually blue. They're a bunch of frickin' liars. Despite their name, the blue color of a Blue Jay is not a pigment, but rather a result of light refraction due to the internal structure of their feathers. In essence, they're not blue themselves. They just appear that way.
But isn't that true of everything that has color?
Yeah.
The color you see is the one color that object cannot absorb, so it reflects it back. Technically, everything is any color other than the color you see it.
Yeah, true
Right?
enough.
I mean, it's the whole thing. If something's red, it's like, that means it's not red. It means it's every other color, but for whatever reason, that cannot absorb red. It reflects
Exactly.
it back, yeah.
And then I will leave you with this last and final fun fact about the mighty, majestic, should-be-a-loser Blue Jay. They
They're
mimic...
gonna go down in game 4.
They mimic the sounds of another bird, another Seattle type of bird.
Do they really?
Doggone hawks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we're better. That's why.
They can't just speak their own. Imagine if human beings did that, right? And everyone you met, you just imitated their voice. So you're like, hey, I'm Mike. Hey, Mike, I'm Steve.
I just assume you did that to your brother every time you saw him.
No, man.
I mean, I kind of do
I
it.
wouldn't do that.
If people say that, you can't bring up Louisiana, you go, And I'm like, hey, dude.
Yeah, we're Blue Jays, bro.
Blue Jays can mimic the
We're
calls of
scrub
hawks
jays.
as
Scrub jays.
as a strategy to scare away other birds, creating a safer environment for themselves. It's a clever...
KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
So when it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCK. Speaking of that, we'll get this text.
All right.
It's an accidental text.
Right. So they send it to us by accident.
Right. But it has to do with our question.
Oh, perfect.
It says, gonna be a while, but I'm doing this with the doors open. Gonna take like 4 hours simmering and infusing. Next text. Oops. Sorry, that wasn't for you. I'm making weed butter, and my stepkid can't stand the smell.
All right.
Parenting 101. Jeez, I whiz. So when it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So, when I was a kid, I would love to do like thrill-seeking things, still do. And one of the things that my parents would let me do, even though I was in a wheelchair at the time, was they would let me jump off this extremely high bridge. And the passers-by, it looked weird because I would need help getting over the railing, so it looked like this kid was just being tossed off this bridge, even though I wanted to. And then also, secondly, ever since I was I became a metalhead, they've been cool with me going into mosh pits. So they let me do that as well.
Okay. All right. So what was the reasoning as far as bridge jumping, cliff jumping, all that kind of stuff? Were they like, look, he's already in a wheelchair. What's the worst that can happen?
I mean, they just knew that I was going to find the adrenaline rush one way or another. Like, if I was going to do something, I like, or if I wanted to do something, I was going to do it. So they just kind of.
But like, how do you broach this topic? Like, hey, man, Mom, Dad, I really want to jump into the water below. Did you have to convince them, or were they just like, all right, throw his ass over the bridge?
They were. I was like, well, I see my cousins and my older brother doing it, so I want to do it too. And they're like, all right.
Cheyenne, we've hung out before. I know you use a walker. So how long did it take you to get out of that wheelchair from a physical therapy standpoint? Just curious, and be able to actually get up and use your legs.
Well, honestly, I mean, a lot of physical therapy from the time I was born, and then by the time I reached the age of about 17, or 16, I would say, I started high school, and I was like, from a social standpoint, it just made more sense, and I'd had enough physical therapy to be able to do it by that point, too.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, man. One cool thing about school, and you just made me think about it, but your locker was kind of like your own personal home away from home, the way you wanted it to be.
Oh, yeah.
So as far as like what you had in there, as far as pictures go, or any of that stuff, that was all kind of the stuff that maybe you weren't allowed to have at home, or maybe just your interest. But some of those things were, I got to have all my Kiss pictures up in there. Motley Crue. I think I had a Motley Crue mirror that I wanted a fair.
That's the only place to get it. I had an AC/DC mirror that I wanted a fair.
I used that so I could feather my hair back with a comb I had in my back pocket.
You stud, you.
Yeah, in whatever it was, 1983.
And the women just melted, didn't they?
Oh, feathered back with maybe a perm in the back. I don't even know what was going on. It was anarchy. People are sharing the strangest rules their parents had growing up. Here are a few. No turning on the lights during thunderstorms.
I remember that. My parents weren't too weird about that, but when I was growing up, a lot of families were that way.
I wasn't allowed to take a bath or be on a landline phone. And I think that was honestly because of some story that they read where that actually affected somebody.
I want to say I heard they were on the phone, I believe. Lightning hit something, but I guess they got zapped through the phone.
And I didn't question those decisions.
Life and death, I didn't.
That made a lot of sense.
Like, you will die. Like, okay.
Let's see. Oh, we had one drink cup by the kitchen sink. If you're thirsty, you use that cup and put it back for the other family members. We'd wash it in the dishwasher every 2 days or so.
Huh. Okay.
That's a little strange.
Okay.
No stepping on the bath mat with wet feet. Another weird rule.
I mean, you can dry them off a little, but look, kids are going to get a bath mat soaked. It's just what they do.
They are, and that one was never a rule, but that's also one that I was annoyed by. I grew up with two sisters, and they did the same thing. They would get done with the shower, they would throw the towel around their midsection, and then they'd step out. And from time to time, I'd go into the bathroom, and that doggone mat was absolutely drenched. Yep. I never did that. To this day, I dry my feet before I get out because that put me off so damn much.
So if you were a parent, that'd be your rule probably with your kid.
I wouldn't make it a rule unless it was in my bathroom. Unless it was in my bathroom.
So if you shared a bathroom with the kid, you got a one bathroom place.
That's right. You dry your damn feet.
Well, plus that bathroom mat goes back up on the tub. In my world.
Sure.
It doesn't just stay on the floor.
Yeah.
Yes. We weren't allowed to even walk from the bathroom to our bedrooms after a shower and just a towel. Even if no one else was in the house. We had to dress inside the bathroom.
Why?
The one you brought up earlier. We had to leave the room to fart. And fart was a curse word.
What? Mm-hmm. I've never been around.
Here's a good one. I had to bring home the plastic sandwich bags for my school lunch to be used again the next day. They were washed and dried overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's just utility.
Saving money.
Yeah.
And I wasn't allowed to invite a friend over for a second time until they invited me over to their house. My mom actually kept track of how many times I invited friends over and demanded they reciprocate before I could invite them over again.
You know, I don't think that was so much a rule for her home as it was a rule for her kids to gain a little bit of confidence in themselves. Like don't be taken for a ride here. Like, stand up for yourself a little bit.
One thing I have definitely figured out in life, you don't know what's going on in anybody else's world. There might be a good reason why little Billy wants to keep coming over here and avoid going home for a while, right? And Mike, now you said when you were growing up, it was, so I know you couldn't watch The Simpsons, right?
Correct, yeah.
For fear that, Bart Simpson would inspire
mainly,
you.
did not like the way that Bart talked to Homer. It just,
she didn't care that Homer choked him all the time.
No. Well, you know, we watched Looney Tunes, so the violent cartoons, as it were, didn't matter. Like, that was fine. They didn't want us getting that rubbing off on us.
Okay.
That wasn't the only thing that we weren't allowed to watch because Simpsons was never on my radar. The one that was that all the people my age were talking about was Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You couldn't watch Power Rangers?
I could not watch those.
Do you know
What
the
is
reason?
the reason
Yes.
that you can't? Because that was one of the silliest, dumbest shows I've ever seen. And
So-
look, if you're a kid, I get it, but it's just so sugary and
So
stupid.
I don't remember this. However, it is the claim that I do remember that they said that when we did watch those shows, we would immediately go out and we'd play Power Rangers, we'd play Ninja Turtles,
All right.
whatever it was. We would play fight with each other. I, being the boy, would not hold myself back near as much, and eventually somebody's going to get hurt. Is
Yeah.
the way that it ended up.
Okay.
So they put a kibosh on that.
How old were you when you got a BB gun?
Got a BB gun?
Yeah, or pellet gun.
When you mean the airsoft rifle that I bought?
No, BB gun, like Daisy or cross.
Did you have one as a kid?
Crossman.
No.
No. Okay.
See, I had a BB gun when I was 6.
I didn't shoot it.
I had a slingshot when I was 7. I got my first shotgun when I was 8 years old. I had a bow and arrow, a whitetail hunter, when I was 9 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
So any of that stuff, we would have BB wars in the woods.
Sure.
These are the things that they had no problem with, those safety goggles. But you know what I had to have? I had a big ass flag on the back of my bicycle so the cars could see me.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like
Big, tall, orange one.
like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
No helmet required, just a flag so that a car would not run me
Sure,
down.
go hurt yourself. Don't kill yourself.
No reflectors, but okay, they had them in the spokes, but you would have to see me drive in front of you. If I was going the same
Right.
direction, you would never even know that a bike was there other than that big yellow flag.
Yeah.
So I could ride at night. I no problem. I just make sure you get that big ass flag on top of the back.
Mike, I'm curious to know, what was the first R-rated movie you saw?
Ooh.
Just based
Okay.
on your parents saying, like, look, Mighty Morphin Power. I can't get past that. I'm sorry.
So I can't tell you exactly the one that I remember, but I remember one. I remember the first time that we were kicked out of the room with a movie that I had seen that my grandfather caught us watching. He was like, "No, you guys don't get to watch that." You guys remember the movie Whole 9 Yards?
Yeah.
Matthew
yeah.
Perry, Bruce Willis.
Sure.
Funny movie, hilarious. We did get to watch that. There were those words in that movie that honestly I didn't know what they were. I didn't understand what they meant. I wasn't taking that in. My parents let those ones slide, but I remember we put that on at Grandma and Grandpa's house one time, and as soon as that word came out, because he just, it comes out of there, he's like, out. Get them out now.
Really?
Okay.
And I didn't have the heart to say, we've seen this before.
Yeah, don't bring it up.
There's a bare chest in here. I haven't seen this before.
Here are some of the comments we've gotten so far on the topic, okay? I was not allowed to watch The Simpsons. Mike, that's right there with
Yeah.
you, correct? You were not allowed to watch The
They
Simpsons
were a
either.
big. It was so controversial when The Simpsons came out. 35 years ago? Even I want to say George Bush was president. He even brought them up during one of his speeches.
No kidding.
Yeah, he made a comment to the effect of, we need to shift America more toward the Waltons than the Simpsons.
Right.
And from the Simpsons' point of view, they said that's the moment we knew we made it.
Yep.
When the president of the United States is worried about your show, you have done something.
Yeah.
But as far as getting away with something, when I was a teenager, my mom used to buy me cigarettes to try to keep me from
Damn.
smoking pot. Followed by LOL. Dad put lines on his vodka, so make sure you fill the water back up to the line, kids.
Yep.
Was the lesson there from Trent.
Well, yeah.
Pop wouldn't let me play video games as a little kid. I couldn't play Pac-Man at friends' homes. I couldn't spend my allowance in arcades. I did, though, but he didn't allow me to. By the time he gave up on that rule, I was 14, but I had to buy my own consoles. He was not going to pay for it.
All right.
I had to hustle making my own money if I wanted it. Here's another. Growing up, I was not allowed to close the door to my bedroom unless I was changing. Also, 0 locks on any of the doors inside the house. Very religious parents.
You know, I had fairly religious parents, but that was never a thing for us.
So you want to watch me masturbate.
Right.
Because this is going to happen.
You know, we didn't have locks on the doors, but also we didn't need them. Like, we just close your door.
Yeah, just close it.
I grew up in the 80s. My mom was one of those people who believed that people put razor blades in candy.
Yep.
So my sister and I were not allowed to go trick-or-treating.
What?
Yes.
I mean,
Mike, were you allowed to go trick-or-treating?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, Will grew up hearing that stuff. My parents' rule was just, hey, when you get home, let us, quote-unquote, check the candy.
My dad would not let us watch TV unless we showed him what we wanted to watch in the newspaper or TV guide.
Wow.
Okay, and one more. I will not let my daughter eat McDonald's, but I do not get upset if other people get it. But all my friends know my feelings about it. So our question, when it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCK.
I tried to prevent my kids from eating McDonald's and drinking cola for as long as I could. I knew it's going to turn the corner at some point. And we were doing a bang-up job, and because we never brought it up, it never even crossed their mind. And then maybe the first time my parents watched the kids and my wife and I stepped out, I get back, my dad's like, took in McDonald's. Turns out they love it. I'm like, well, of course they love it, dude. And then after that, it's just been on the radar. And look, it's fine, but it was just the point of, well, look, man, they're not bringing it up because that's how McDonald's works. Once a kid has McDonald's, they're going to want McDonald's. And now you have ruined my life because, well, they were never thinking about it. Now, to this day, it's still, hey, man, can we get McDonald's? I'm like, God damn it, man.
Well, here was one I read that I know that you can relate to for sure, and a lot of us can. I never realized being afraid of my dad and respecting him were supposed to be two different things, and one does not mean the other.
No.
I mean, like, I never wanted my kids to feel like they were afraid of me because that's just something that I had growing up. You know, I just, you know,
sure.
like, I feel like one of the things that you learn as a parent is there are a lot of things your parents wouldn't even know that they did, but you will never, for whatever reason, let it go, and you let it go, but it'll always be a part of you.
Yeah.
And you take those things and you promise yourself that you will never do those things to your own children.
That is correct.
You will never put them in that position.
I'm curious to know what my kids are going to not do that I do, because I don't know what it is.
You're
right
doing
now.
them right now without even knowing it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm the same way. This is back to letting your kids in your room. If I walked into my room right now, my kid was laying on the bed, talking on the phone, playing a video game.
I think it's great.
Whatever they're doing, good. I'm glad you're comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm glad you found a way to get some peace because you don't want to watch what I'm watching on television or whatever the deal is. But that was, yeah. And the other one, my parents, I told Steve this the other day. If I wanted to, let's just say that they were going out for dinner on a Friday night with a friend group or whoever, another couple, all right? I would say, hey, can I go spend the night at Brian's house? Would that be okay? And they go, no. And I'd say, well, you guys are going to be gone all night. Why not? Because we said so.
No.
Well, hold on. I just need an explanation. Do you just want someone to be at home in case something happens? Do you want to be at home in case you need to call me? You know Brian's family's phone number. We talk to each other 3 times a day on the phone. You know his mom. You know his dad. Could you just explain to me why? Because once I know why, logically my brain will work. That makes sense. Maybe me and Brian can do a sleepover then tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Or whatever the deal is. But the answer was always like, because we said so, and what we say goes. And I promised myself, even at that young age, I said, I swear to God, and I had no plans on being a parent.
Yeah, right,
I said,
right.
if I ever get married, if I ever have kids, if they ever ask me for something, and I don't want them to do it, I will tell them exactly why I think it's not a good idea. I will not just leave them hanging with because I said so.
Yeah, that was honestly the concept of asking why against a direct order it blows my mind. That was not something that don't ask why.
Well,
because I said so.
Yeah, it just didn't make any sense.
It is that
you're not home.
Yeah.
So can I go and spend time? Their family's home. We're going to watch movies together.
But I also,
they're going to order
the parental
pizza.
point of view is like, you're my kid, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If I said it,
Right.
that is, I am your guy.
I'm
This
the
is your
authority.
life.
I get that now, but at the time, as
and
a
I
kid,
rarely say because I said it. I will give them a reason.
That was
but
the only
it's
thing.
non-negotiable.
It is
because I'll
not-
be like, you asked me a question, you got your answer, and one thing you're going to learn in life, you don't have to like the answer, but you got one.
Well, that was my thing. And maybe I was just being a smart ass kid, but I would be, and I know better now as a parent, but I would still say, hey, I'll stay here. I have no problem with that. I'm just looking for a rational reason why this is not something that I can do. And I never got one. So for me, all I needed to hear was because
we pay for you to be alive and we need you to stay home. That is why.
That would have been fine.
That is why.
I've been like, okay, I get it now. I'll just stay
Or a
here
lot of
tonight.
times when I say to my kid, do you have a job?
Right.
They'll say, hey, man, can I get so-and-so? I'm like, do you have money? Do you have a job? I mean, because if you answer yes to those, then absolutely. I will never tell you what to spend your money on. So are you asking me if I will buy this for you? Because that's a different conversation.
Well, and that was also my stepfather was very adamant about that. I mean, when I look at my Social Security return that you get every year that shows when you paid in, the first time I paid taxes was 1982. I was 12 years old. I had a job. So, when I look at that now, I'm like, I cannot imagine my then 12-year-old daughters having a job.
Oh, my God, no.
But for me, it was actually great. I met a lot of adults. Like, you know what I ended up doing? I ended up selling Cokes at college football games. Now, where you made money, you sold 20 Cokes, you made $2 a tray from selling, all right? But what I learned was, as a 12-year-old, is the students really want those Cokes to mix with their liquor.
Yeah,
All right?
absolutely.
What I learned was, as a 12-year-old kid, every girl in college thought I was the cutest little thing they'd ever seen. All the sorority girls
'cause of the feathered hair.
would come up and, well, I was 12, would come up and hug me, like, look at him, he's so cute. And I was like, and then the guys, they would give me shots. You know, like, here, kid, take a swig off this. And I was like, you know what, man? This job is awesome.
I want to go to college.
I want to go to, this is going to make me study. Seriously, I'm going to study. I'm going to go to college one day. When it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCK.
.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
All right, come up here at 5:08. We'll drink and toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. There's an article detailing a little history of the jack-o'-lantern, and they weren't originally pumpkins.
I did know this.
Do you know what they originally were?
I do, and that's the only good use for them, turnips.
Correct.
Yeah.
How do you make a turnip into a jack-o'-lantern?
With skill, Miles.
You gotta have a paring knife.
carving other vegetables was a big deal. Vegetation. And then for some reason in America, we really were like, we like the pumpkins.
It's bigger, and it's probably easier
we want
than
to
a
eat
turnip.
the turnips.
No, see, we got that backwards. Like, eat the pumpkin, do whatever with it.
My neighbor, big into fish and the Grateful Dead.
Okay.
And he said, I got something you got to try. And I was like, all right. So I go over to his house. He's just got weed. But he's got a hollowed out cucumber. Have you guys ever smoked weed out of a cucumber?
You know what? Last week.
It is unbelievable.
It's refreshing.
It's refreshing. That's what.
The smoke is it's cold. It's clear.
No kidding.
It's really different.
Okay.
I've done different fruits. Never a cucumber. Not that that's a fruit. Technically, it is. It's got
It is a
seeds.
fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that counts.
You prefaced it the correct way, then.
Yeah.
He's a big fish guy, loves the dead.
Smokes
He's
weed out of
just sit-
cucumbers.
Right,
Yeah.
he's sitting at home.
He's
hollowing
tried
out
everything. Yeah,
cucumbers.
exactly. He's tried it all.
If it's an apparatus that he can make, he's done it. According to experts, walking is good for you, and walking backwards can actually add to the benefits.
Are you serious?
Yep.
I've heard that before.
I literally read this yesterday. Oh, crap. Was it Julianne Moore? One of these older actresses.
Is she considered old now?
Older.
Okay.
If you're old enough to play a mom in Hollywood, you're old, right?
Damn it.
But she was saying and I believe it's her. It might be someone else. But she was saying, yeah, one of the things I do, man, is walk backwards. And I'm like, what are you talking about? But apparently, it kind of reinvigorates your brain.
That's exactly what it is.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's your reverse mechanism on your legs, but your brain has to think and work to get this because it's not normal.
And she literally said, do it uphill.
You ever seen an out-of-shape defensive back?
No.
Ah. Well, so their career's running backwards.
Yeah, you know what? That is a good point.
That is the
that
hardest
is a really good
position in
point.
football for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm going to start walking backwards, Mike.
Attaboy.
Right out of this room.
Think I helped Michael
Goodbye.
Jackson. Does the
He's gone.
moonwalk count?
I'm just being healthy.
And he's gone.
And he's gone.
He actually left. He just left.
More and more Asian hornet sightings are happening in Ireland.
Leave the Irish alone.
Get out of here.
What are you doing here?
We don't want you.
What about on Irish Hornets?
It's too cold for you to be.
Back away. I've already got the fair skin.
Right, bug off.
We got enough to worry about here.
I saw one in the pub. Yeah, as big as a shillelagh.
That's right.
What's sake?
The Irish just insult them until they leave. What, you gonna sting me with a little stinger? Okay.
What you gonna do with that there, lad?
If it stings you, there's only one way to solve it. Whiskey.
Whiskey. Just part right on it. It's gonna feel good. Burns.
I'm
Burns
going
real
over
nice.
there next year. If I get stung by a goddamn Asian hornet while I'm in Ireland, I'm going to be pissed.
Multicultural.
Let me ask you this. What makes you Asian? What part are you from?
What is your last name, mate?
Are you an Indian Asian or a Japanese Asian? Chinese? What are we doing?
That's pretty good. It's just some drunk guy talking to a hornet.
He's just having it out. Pull up a pint. Let's have a chalk.
He split the G.
Bottoms up, lad.
Good to have you.
Good to have you
It's
here.
gone from 8 to like, I love this bastard.
We're going to domesticate the harnett. We're going to make you a nice fella. Why does the world hate you so? We'll find out. Now he's Canadian. Let's put your thinking caps on, boys. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. It is a B word.
Bitch.
It is a verb, and I give you guys a 90%. 90%.
Big bitch.
That's not a verb.
It's an adjective.
It's an adjective, damn it.
Bigger bitch.
Big-breasted bitches.
90% success chant, a B word that is a verb. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's an adjective. My bad. It is an adjective. I didn't change that part of my setup there. It's an adjective used to describe something that happens twice a year or something that happens every 2 years.
Bicentennial.
Biannual.
Biannual.
Bicentennial would be 210.
Yeah.
Back to Palm Springs he goes.
Hey!
Really, yeah. Looking forward to bye week.
Go there twice a year.
200 years, you say no.
The second 100 were the fun ones.
Yeah.
That's right. Those were the good ones. A lot of potatoes. A new study found that a mother's voice can boost the language center development in preemie babies.
Oh, no kidding.
Hey there, Junior. You're going to be fine.
You ever met an Asian hornet, have you? Well, yeah, that's why they tell the moms to talk to their belly, right?
Split the G there, lad.
Just look at you, smaller than a pint. You're healthy, huh?
The preemie baby. You showed up early. That's not the Irish way. You got to be a few minutes late. Oh, jeez. More than 100 endangered hellbenders have recently been released into the wild in Ohio.
And what are hellbenders?
I looked this up. They're salabenders, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't Google. A hellbender?
Hellbender.
That is a hell of a name.
How do they help the environment? Do we know?
I don't know. But, you know, they're always good for, like, curbing insects and whatnot. Like, reptiles and salamanders. I don't think that they count as reptiles. I think they're actually amphibians. But they affect
but
their...
the salamander, it's definitely it's a amphibian.
Right.
They're large. So
they're large.
People also ask, is the hellbender venomous? Although they are large and slimy, contrary to popular belief, hellbenders are not poisonous or venomous. In fact, they're quite harmless. They're just disgusting looking.
All right.
Is the hellbender the same as a mud puppy?
So why do they call you a hellbender, lad?
Pull up a stool next to the hornet.
We're just going to talk to all the animals out here today. It's going to be fun. Fun fact, the brain possesses a, quote, dual navigation system for risky decisions and uncertainty.
What
all right.
Mean?
There's
just like both sides? Like, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, a couple ways that we can go through it.
It is a bad idea, but do this.
Is it like, I don't know, going through that haunted house and like...
Yeah.
My brain
Fight or flight, basically.
Yeah.
Well, okay, here's the difference. We're in a controlled haunted house.
Yeah.
So it's quote unquote fight. If we were just walking through a house and that actually happened, I'm out, bro.
Yes.
I'm telling you,
you're not walking in the house in the first place.
No. You could tell me
There's
it's a
a
haunted
damn
house.
demon on top of it.
I might walk in, but once one thing pops out of the wall, like, I'm out.
Right.
Guys, do your thing.
Later.
I still don't know how Phil and I got put up front of that.
Neither do I. You guys just went first.
Well, I realized I was up front, so I'm like, well, you can't be a bitch about it, man. I do not want to be the first. But I'm like, all right, just go.
Then I'm just behind you screaming like a banshee. Ah! God damn it.
I swore you were going to start taking swings, Ted.
I realized at one point I just had my fist up.
It is game 4 of the ALCS, and yet again, it's been my mission to educate us on knowing thine enemy, as it were, so I decided let's get a little bit into it.
The Men's Room Top 10! The Men's Room Top 10!
So this comes to us from Unfocused.com.
Oh, perfect.
And it is 10 things you didn't know about Blue Jays from Unfocused. I'm hoping that they're not tonight.
Okay.
I'm hoping that they are unfocused tonight.
Yes, you hope they are unfocused.
So 10 fun facts about Blue Jays. You guys ready for
There's
this?
10 of them, okay.
Bet to learn all about the Blue Jay over here. Blue Jays are very vocal, and you'll know that because they take over Seattle and they won't shut the hell up.
You know what? I hate to say it, credit to them. They must have spent a lot of money. There was I get it during the regular season, but there was still a lot of Blue Jays fans in town.
Travel well,
Yeah.
dude. There's got to be
It's also the entire country.
right. So there's a pocket of
It's a
them up
fan
in
base.
Vancouver that just
Sure,
all rolled down
absolutely.
there.
Ton of them. A few years ago, a guy walked by with his family, and I just went, "Dad, are you guys?" And he that's what he explained to me. He's like, "Look, it's our only team." He goes, "I live in Vancouver."
Right.
So it's like,
Yep.
Hop the train, come on down, spend a day in Seattle. It's nice down here, just as Vancouver's nice up there. So it's like, let's make a weekend out of it.
Basically, the Blue Jays essentially.
You can tell by the way.
It's basically like their Olympic team.
Yeah.
I mean, like you represent the country, but no pressure.
Right. If you're in Canada and
No
you like
pressure.
baseball, you like the Blue Jays. They can live a long time. Good.
How
Live in the wild, Blue Jays can live up to 7 years, and in captivity, they've been known to live for more than 20.
Damn,
They are mean.
they're
Yes,
mean
they
as
are.
hell.
They're mean.
Screw Blue
Really,
Jays,
yeah.
man. Mean
Yeah.
freaking birds.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. I don't know if they have the bees that crows do. Crows will attack anything. I've seen crows attack eagles. Crows don't care.
They're crazy smart,
But they
too.
do
care.
it as a team.
Yes.
They're almost like killer whales, or it's like, look, we have a coordinated plan of attack. We'll take them out.
They'll chase falcons.
Yeah.
They'll chase anything. Blue Jays are lone predators.
Because they're
They-
crazy.
They don't pair up. It's like typically you see two birds.
Yeah.
They don't
Teaming
do that.
up.
They don't do that. They're just hordes their entire lives. Yeah, they're single.
Almost kind of a raptor.
Yeah, basically.
Travel by myself.
Goodbye. Speaking of which, their migration habits are mysterious. Again, these are 10 fun facts, things that you might not have known about the Blue Jays. While some Blue Jays migrate south in the winter, others stay in the same area year-round. The reasons behind their migration patterns are still not fully understood because Canada's cold.
I'd say it might depend where they are. If there's a Blue Jay in Georgia, like, yeah, I don't fly south.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Do you think that there are birds that they migrate south and all of a sudden they're like, why are we going back, man?
Shenanigans continue. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, coming up, we'll drink and toast the weekend with a shot of the day. Then it's Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey man, this is your fault.
Shame on.
And today we celebrate winning on a Bad Choice Friday with Joe Esposito. Taking on Paul Stanley. I think South Park picked the right song.
They did, dude. It's epic.
Paul Stanley, solos Paul Stanley.
Solo Paul
And
Stanley.
live to win. Vote now if you follow us on X and Men's Room Live. One of those two tunes coming up right after we drink and toast with a shot of the day. Our question when it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Tony. Welcome to the men's room.
Happy Positive Friday, guys.
Positive Friday.
So, growing up, my dad was an old Eastern Washington farm boy, and so he grew up hunting just in the farming fields that he worked on and stuff. So, at a very young age, he taught my brother and I how to trap shoot, and then the property we had farming fields right behind us. So he got a hold of the farmers and confirmed they were okay with us trap shooting right into the field. So what was especially odd, though, was at about 15 or so, I started inviting friends over to teach them how to trap shoot out of the back of my house.
All right.
So, bunch of 15-year-olds with 12-gauge shotguns. And yeah.
Well, you had
And he was okay with that, you're saying?
Trap shooting, is it basically like skeet? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
All right, okay, yeah.
Throwing targets up in the air.
Did you have a clay pigeon box and one of those little launcher things, those little metal spring-loaded things?
Yeah, we had one of the spring-loaded ones, one of the ones with a big arm, so it could actually, you could put two targets on it at once.
Okay.
So
Were you a
could
good
put one or two
shot?
at a time.
That's the important question. Were you a good shot?
I was pretty good at 15. Nowadays, I probably, if I go out to a trap range, because I can't do that anymore at my house, but if I go to the trap range, I'm probably getting 23 or 24 out of 25 targets.
Okay, I would
Now,
consider you good.
When you were old enough, were you ever going like pheasant, grouse, duck hunting? Did you ever do any of that?
Yeah, well, we did a lot of pheasant, grouse, and quail.
Okay, all right.
Hunting.
Very cool. Well, it has a
Out
practical
in Eastern
application.
It is. I mean, at that point, if you're actually hunting.
When it comes to quails, I just run over them with my car.
Yeah.
It seems to be my trick.
Harder to eat that way.
Speaking of Tony, one thing that I've noticed, maybe it was just me, I know it was you too, but my friend that my parents liked the most was the one that was up to the most no good.
Yes.
Okay? My friends that were not up to no good, and there were two in particular. My parent, and they never got into trouble. They never did anything wrong. My parents thought they were the ones that were corrupting me, and those were the two that were up to no good when they, in fact, were not. But the one that kind of somehow, snuck one by him was my buddy Joel, who they thought he was an angel. Joel was everything
because
but
he
an
knows
angel.
how to act when he sees your parents, and that's the entire game. Like you said, my buddy Tony, it was exactly that. My mother, to this day, adores him. He is absolutely wonderful. He is a gentleman. He is a nice young man. He's such a sweet young thing. She would gush about him all the time. And in my mind, I'm just like, you don't know him at all. Every bad thing that I've gotten in trouble for.
But you're not also going to dime him out.
I would never dime him out.
No,
I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, we understood that. Like, our general rule is, hey, brother, it dies with us, right? And that's fine. And I'm not going to dime him out, but just my mother would always go on. So, like, I would get in trouble. Now, what she did not realize is, like, my partner in crime was Tony, right? But I'm at home getting in trouble for this atrocity that I've committed, right? Your parents are just ripping you apart. And even if I said, hey, I was with Tony, my mother wouldn't have believed it. They went out of town for 2 weeks, all right? And my mother, she calls me down to the kitchen, and she says, hey, we bought you a bunch of groceries. We're going out of town. I went out of town for 1 week. We bought you groceries, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, cool. And then she points in the pantry, and there's like 3 boxes of microwave popcorn. She said, I got these for Tony. I'm like, what? I'm like, he doesn't live here, Mom. And she's like, well, I know you guys are going to hang out. I'm like, of course we're going to hang out. She's like, okay, well, don't eat these. These are for Tony.
They're for Tony.
I said,
if you asked for popcorn, she wouldn't even buy it for you.
No, if I asked for popcorn, they're like, get a job. Meanwhile, Tony, who does not live there, yeah.
When it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCK.
God, it pissed me. And the worst part was, so I told Tony this, all right? Like, I called him, so you're not going to believe this. My mom bought you popcorn. He's like, it's awesome over, blah, blah, blah. He comes over like 2 days later, and I had eaten like 2 bags. He's like, this mine. What are you doing? That was his whole attitude. He's like, your mom bought it for me. I'm like, you don't effing live here, man. I'm like, I'm going to eat your goddamn popcorn. So he took 1 box and went home, and I kept the other 2. It was unbelievable. I'm like, you're mad at me. Hello, Gibby. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
So I was raised Jehovah's Witness. So do what you will with the mental gymnastics that I was raised with.
AKA the party people.
Pretty much. You could play, the only music that was allowed was the Kingdom Hall music, because they don't call them churches, they call them Kingdom Halls.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah.
I mean, it's not even good.
There's no windows for a reason, because there's nothing to see inside. It's boring.
I said, but like Jehovah's Witness, right? No holidays
No
celebrated,
birthdays?
no birthdays, anything like that.
Yep. I had to go to the library during all school holiday activities.
Now, what if I'm having a birthday party and you're my friend? Would your parents allow you to go?
I have to go to the library. I'm
That's
not
what I'm saying.
allowed to go at all.
You were pulled out of class. Or if they were to have like an Easter egg hunt,
Right, you got to send
or
somebody.
if they were to have like Valentine's, I don't know what the
None of it.
limitations.
But even if I'm doing my birthday party, I'm turning 12 on a Saturday. We're going to Chuck E. Cheese. You're not allowed to go to that.
Correct.
So was this your entire experience growing up, or did they loosen up at all in your time at home?
Entire, and got stricter as I got older.
Really? So what are like some of the other things, like when you hit your teen years, right? And that's where everything's a little dicey out there. But what were the things where everyone else is doing it except you?
I was homeschooled, so they got that out of the way real quick.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And so what about now? Like, what vices do you have now as a direct result of that? What did you discover for alcohol, women, weed?
Alcohol, cigarettes, weed, just most of what you guys talk about, I indulge in, except for, I just make sure it's legal.
Okay.
Because I'm not confident that I hide myself, because I can't lie to save myself.
Well, all right.
Yeah, then stick with the
obviously.
legal stuff.
So are your parents? Are your parents still involved in the church?
Heavily.
Okay.
Really?
All right.
So do you? I mean, when do you choose to visit parents? All right, like. So, like when holidays come up, inevitably you're going to get phone calls from family. Hey, you're going to visit us, or we'll visit you. If you don't celebrate holidays or anything, like, is there any time of the year that you specifically go and visit them, or no?
They're cut off. So I hadn't talked to them for 10 years. So I'm 33 now. I left the church at 19. This was about 5-6 years ago. Finally moved to the Seattle area from Montana, and finally got back in contact with them for a decade. They said, "Hey, it'd be great to meet up. Let's catch up." Blah 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 blah. So we make the 6-hour drive from Seattle down to Grants Pass, Oregon. Wonderful town. Don't go.
Quick review there.
Yeah, great place. Don't ever visit.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So we made the 6-hour drive, got a call from my mom a half hour before we showed up. We left 6 a.m. with toddlers in the back.
All right.
By the way, got a call half hour before we got there saying that my dad's not going to show up. When we did show up, my mom had already finished her appetizer and drink, took photos, and left.
That was it.
We drove back that night.
Damn. So now you, as a parent, what are the rules you have on your kids?
Be open, honest, and clean up after yourself.
All right. Keep it simple, man. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Like, as long as you do that, I don't care. And, like, if I see some things that I'm questionable about, YouTube's a wild place nowadays for content. We keep an eye on the things that you really need to pay attention to.
Sure.
And then we sit down and talk with them like, hey, I get that you enjoy this. Let's try and find an alternative that matches.
Okay. Where we don't see the nipples.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my youngest is obsessed with horror. He watched Child's Play 3 times in a row and was ecstatic about it.
Well, look, man, if horror goes...
It makes no sense to me, but, like, good on you if that's what you enjoy.
If that's what you like and it doesn't scare you, that's the way my daughter leans. You know what I mean? The more horrible and terrifying it is, she's like, this is awesome. And I go, all right.
Can I get more?
That's your deal. So, okay, now that you don't talk to your parents, you're out of the church, are you celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving and birthdays and all of these things?
Yes. My wife is obsessed with all the holidays. And
so you went from one extreme to the other.
Of course you married a woman who's obsessed with the holidays.
Well, you got to go from one extreme to the other, because how else can you figure out the full spectrum of what human existence is, right? So she's got her own fun backstory, so she was raised by drug addicts, and I was raised in a highly religious environment.
So she could basically do anything she wanted.
Pretty much. She had no restrictions, but also no money and no one to talk to who cared about her.
Also, when your parents are hawking your crap.
Yeah, exactly.
For cash, that's a weird place to be in.
My parents were doing the same thing. They sold my first car that I bought with my own money.
They sold your car?
Yeah, so I picked up I was 16, picked up a 89 Chevy S10, terrible car. I replaced the head gasket on it with help from friends. Got a stereo and everything in it, and I didn't have my license yet, and I was like 6 months away from getting my license. I show up about 3 months prior to that, and my truck's gone, and there's a fifth wheel sitting in the parking lot in the cul-de-sac that we lived in at the time. And I asked my parents, where's my truck? They said, oh, we use it as a down payment.
Jeez, man.
For what?
The fifth wheel.
Jesus
that got
Christ.
repossessed 2 years later.
Of course it did. Hey, I'm curious. How old were you when you celebrated your first birthday?
I've never actually properly had a birthday celebration.
Oh, come on, man. Get on it.
But I got back into playing guitar, and my wife treated me to a actual tube amp.
Nice.
Last year. So,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man.
When it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCK.
I would say if he has not properly celebrated his first birthday yet, just to do what all people do when they celebrate their first birthday. If you get a piece of cake, smash it onto your own head.
Yeah.
That way, we
Here-
know it is your first birthday celebration.
For whatever reason. All right. If my stepfather would bring home a case of soda, typically it was not Coca-Cola or Pepsi. It was a generic soda.
It says cola.
Ours said it was from Kroger, and it was called Big K Cola.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
It was terrible. There were some flavors that were better than others. The orange wasn't bad. It's kind of hard to mess up grape and root beer, but the actual cola was absolute garbage. But for whatever reason, if we went out to dinner as a family, it was waters all around the table.
Oh, come on.
You were not allowed to order a soda, except for my mom. So my mom would be sitting there with this big-ass, tall soda bubbling up in front of you with a straw, and you're sitting there with your sad glass of water. Like, to me, going out was like, it was a special thing.
Right. It should be a joy.
It should be one of those things where now you get a treat. Now you can have a soda.
That is the point.
But it was waters all around. Everybody's got to get a water. Why? Because that's how they get you. They jack up the price of sodas. And I'm thinking to myself, no, they don't. It's like 50 cents endless refills.
Right.
This is a bargain. God.
Waters all around.
Seriously. Because the waiters would come up like, water's for everyone. But she'll have a
Coca-Cola.
I'm like, why does Mom get a Coke? I know why Mom gets a Coke now.
Yeah.
But I didn't know then. Yeah.
The mouth hug. Seriously. I mean, it's just that easy. Whatever she would
All
like.
right, Dad, if I do that, can I get a Coke?
All right.
It's West Virginia. Come on.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, my parents would not allow me to watch Simpsons. However, I was allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy, Beavis and Butthead, and other shows like that, Celebrity Deathmatch, and I did not understand why.
Did you ever noodle together? Was it specifically because the Simpsons are a family and they don't want you to act like those kids?
I mean, possibly. I was allowed to watch South Park. There's plenty of families in there.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Well, no, I agree.
Kenny always dying. There's a lot of, Cartman was not exact. Cartman made Bart look like an angel.
Yes, he did. So you're saying you could watch Celebrity Deathmatch and Ren and Stimpy, but not The Simpsons?
Right.
Huh.
Rocco's Modern Life. I mean, I was allowed to watch all these other horrible shows for kids,
right?
But could not watch The Simpsons.
Huh.
It is crazy. And now The Simpsons has been on for 35 years. They're selling candy bars. They got pinball machines. Which amusement park now has, like, Simpsons World or whatever the hell it is?
I'm not sure. Universal, probably?
It might be.
It Universal?
Whoever their parent company is actually open. Like, if you go to this theme park, part of it is the Simpsons experience, where it's like all the crap from Springfield.
But Disney owns them now.
Do they own it? So
Yes.
it might be at Disney, but there actually is like a smaller like Simpsons.
I think it was Universal for the longest time too.
Okay, I mean, just think about it. 35 years ago, people were freaking out like, because Bart said stuff like "Eat my shorts." I wonder if they knew then that YouTube was around the corner or TikTok and all this other crap. If they'd have been like, you know what, kid, just
Go
watch
for
it. It is fine.
One that I won't say wasn't allowed, but it was it needed approval before we were able to go full bore on it when Harry Potter first came up. Again, we lived in a religious household, and while they weren't overly restrictive of things, witchcraft was something that was always on the radar, right? So when it hang on a second, I'm just gonna go ahead and put them on hold there real quick. So when that kind of started gaining momentum and it got on people's radars, and at some point, we're gonna have this put in front of you. My older sister really was interested in it. She really wanted to check it out. So my old man went and he read. At the time, there were all four of the first four books were released. So he went and he read all the books. And nope, it's fine. They can go ahead and read those.
Do you think he read the books because deep down he had an interest in Harry Potter?
No.
Really?
Okay. Yes.
Honestly.
I think he continued to read the books because he had an interest.
He actually got into it.
But no, I don't believe that he did it at the beginning. And then when the movies came out, they had to watch the movie first. And then they were like, okay, this movie is
too much. Actually, as far as R-rated movies go, that was the rule. We'll watch it and determine if it's okay for you, based on whatever their parameters were. Now, Mike, I got to ask.
That is fair.
Have you, because he brought up Beavis and Butthead.
Yep.
Have you watched the new Beavis and Butthead yet?
No.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe I was watching South Park. I'm not sure. The next show on is Beavis and Butthead. I'm like, you know what?
Why
I'm going to give this a
not?
shot. It is awesome.
Nice.
It is so good you cannot believe it.
We were not allowed to watch Beavis and Butthead.
Well, I think it's better now. I mean, it's just they're grown up, so the jokes
Right.
hit a little bit more differently than making fun of Winger, which at the time was
Still
fine.
funny.
But now it's really.
Are they still making fun of different music, just music of today, or is it just completely?
It's everything.
It's
I mean, they're
everything.
making fun of everything that makes sense to make fun of.
Nice.
But
Okay.
it actually is worth a shot and checkable now.
All right.
When it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCKS.
There deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve the Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Today is a bit of a weird shot. So today we're going to toast 74-year-old Paul Daniel Frehley, a.k.a. Ace Frehley, original lead guitarist, occasional lead vocalist, and founding member of the band Kiss. I cannot believe that I'm about to say this. I became a Kiss fan when I was 7 or 8 years old. They got me into real music, as it were, rock music. It's been that way ever since. Ace Frehley passed away earlier today at the age of 74 in Morristown, New Jersey. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. He was preparing to go on tour a couple of weeks ago. Then he took a fall in his studio. I want to say it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. What we did not know is that when he took this fall, because they called it minor injuries, he ended up with a brain bleed. Then they put him on life support. He was brain dead. As far as we know, he'd been brain dead maybe 24 hours, but his family had to make the decision, essentially, to pull him off of life support, which is what they did. And Ace Frehley has ended up passing, I would just say, as a Kiss fan. He was easily my favorite member of the band.
Yeah, me too.
Without question. And the crazy thing, and I'm not making this up, Miles is wearing the Ace Frehley shirt. Basically, his image from Ace Frehley's solo album that came out in 78.
Yeah.
You're wearing it today. Ace Frehley passed today.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I basically take it personally, and I will leave it at that. So to Ace, man, damn, I feel old. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola, bichola. All right, let's get a contestant on the line now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next. All the time, and it's time for TV Time with Tig.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
I think everybody is clearly aware in Seattle, the Mariners are playing in the ALCS.
No. Spoiler alert, man.
That was not good last night.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of those ones.
But
Yeah.
you know what? You and I had talked about that coming into it. Look, us going up 2-0 over in Toronto was phenomenal. That was
Great.
obviously best case scenario. That put them in really, really good positioning. We need 4 out of those 7. We got 2 of them right there off the bat. You have to expect to at least drop one. You know what? If we're going to drop one, get as many runs as you can. Fire them all off. Get
Correct.
all of it out of
Get
your
out of your
system.
system. Yeah, and look, there's a reason when you get to this level, they play 7 games.
Yes.
Yeah. Right? It's you're not supposed to just go out there and beat them.
Right.
You got to beat them over the course of the thing. And look, that's how a series goes. Right? You rest
for
up
sure.
some arms. And I don't know. I think we all agree that's pretty simple for Dan Wilson. I just walk in that dugout and just go home.
Yeah.
Forget this happened. We'll have BP tomorrow. We'll get back on it. And I'm telling you, I have nothing to prove this other than gut feeling. It just feels a little bit. I still think this team feels different than previous Mariners teams.
I agree.
Where you're just ready for them to melt down.
Who are the Mariners putting on the hill tonight?
Castillo.
Castillo, okay.
Castillo.
So do you think they're saving Wu for tomorrow?
That the idea is that he could show up tomorrow.
All right.
I have it on personal knowledge that he's ready to rock.
Yeah. He said that he's ready to roll, just waiting for the call.
Yeah, exactly. My buddy ran into him after they clinched something
Yeah.
in the outfield. And basically, he was like, I don't care. Like, I'll pitch tomorrow.
All right.
So, like, I know he's got an injury, but that's the other thing, too, right? Like, Kurt Schilling. He's so famous for the bloody sock, which I still am not sure about.
The bloody sock.
Remember, somehow his ankle was bleeding and he pitched a game. You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, it was. I think it was literally the ALCS.
By the way, you do nothing where your ankle bleeds other than cut it.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah, that would still confuses me.
Right. Oh, my God, he cut his ankle. Who cares?
So what?
If he twisted it or broke it, then it matters.
My wife did the same thing at a doggone Motley Crue concert.
Yeah, like, look,
rhinestones on her shoes.
I don't want to, say I'm the tough guy here, but when I did Diplo's 5K, one of my toenails was a little long. I was bleeding, guys.
Yes.
You know what? I fought through.
You did.
Yeah.
You had a bloody sock.
I'm basically the Roger Clemens of Diplo 5Ks.
The Roger Clemens of Diplo 5.
I've been saying that for years. I'm
Somewhat
finally
racist, but bloody.
Here lies Ted Smith, the Roger Clemens of Diplo 5Ks.
Right, just that specific one.
Yes.
Not turkey trots, not St. Patty's Day's Dash. All right, so the NLCS is also going on. I will say this. The Dodgers are scary.
Yes, they are.
Very good team, this and that.
Yes, they are.
But they're also a little bit scared. They're in Milwaukee playing the Brewers, so there's this hotel, the Pfister Hotel. He didn't even say anything. It's you two now. God damn it.
You know it's in his head.
I was waiting to get in there.
Well, the old Pfister has got a reputation as baseball's most haunted hotel. Over the years, several players have reported mysterious happenings there.
Butt hurts.
Dodgers outfielders Teoscar Hernandez. Great name.
Yeah, former Mariner. Good player.
He goes, look, I can't stay there because my wife's with me and she refuses to. So he needs a different hotel. Mookie Betts, he's like, I'm not staying there either.
Mookie!
You can't.
Mookie, get your ass in there, Mookie.
You could tell. Here's his quote. You could tell me what happened after. I just don't want to find out by myself. And then he said he'd stayed there before. He couldn't sleep. Quote, every noise, I'd be like, is that something?
One of the greatest trades in baseball history. Pfister to Furbush.
Yeah.
Mariners traded Pfister to the Detroit Tigers. We got back Furbush. The title that day in the Seattle Times sports section was Pfister to Furbush. Pfister for Furbush.
Damn. You had that one locked and loaded.
I'm just saying.
Ready.
If you have either one of those jerseys, classics.
Look, I'm with him. Like, and also, like, I'm sure there's rules, right? Like, I know the NFL teams stay right here by us, right?
Yeah.
So different leagues, they always stay at the same hotels. But I'm with, if it's known to be the haunted hotel, and also you're the Dodgers, you spend money like it doesn't exist. Like, I'm demanding a separate hotel.
I think I'd stay there.
Well, is there
I
any...
think a hotel's different than a house. I feel like any place where there's hundreds of other people, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's the safety and numbers thing, right?
See, I feel like I'm more likely to see a ghost in a hotel than I am in a house.
But you're saying both are quote-unquote known to be
look,
haunted in advance?
The Mariners,
Right.
they booked the hotel. So that must be one of the nicest hotels the Dodgers. Whoever's doing it. They booked the hotel for that team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's in charge of the Dodgers.
Because I'm also looking at that. I don't think that there's a more superstitious sport than baseball.
That is a good point.
Why in the world would you put them in any place that's got quote-unquote bad juju to it?
I just get spooked out sometimes looking down long hallways and there's nobody else in there.
Except the eyeless twins.
Yeah,
Come and play with us.
Or what was the green dude? Slimer.
Slimer freaked you out?
No, but he was always in a hallway at a hotel.
That's fair.
It was kind of his thing. And it's got to be a nice hotel, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm a Hampton Inn, Holiday Inn kind of guy. Those don't get haunted.
Why not?
I don't know.
They should.
But it's got to be like a fancier
Because
hotel.
even ghosts don't want to stay there.
That's right.
Hey, go easy on my Hampton Inn.
No. You just have to have an older building to have like a
Correct.
haunted. Sure. That's all it is.
Exactly.
It's a matter of dating.
Yeah. And it's
No, you're not alone
I
there,
mean, like,
Ted.
look, if we were to say there's a ghost at the Waterfront Hotel,
Yeah.
believable. Even though it's not the oldest one in the world,
It's
one of the
older.
more older
Yeah.
Seattle established hotel.
When I stay in Salt Lake City, it's like an old, I don't know, super old building, and it has like ballrooms in the bottom. It was a very nice hotel room.
All right.
But every time I left my room to run downstairs to get a Bud Light, I was like, this place is spooky.
Yeah. If you stayed in the Sorrento on First Hill,
Correct.
there could be a ghost there.
I would not be shocked. I
No.
think there is a ghost
But if you
there.
stay in the Lotte across the street, no ghost.
No. Yeah, you never heard that one?
No.
No. Yeah. I don't know. I could be wrong. I thought somebody told me that.
You have a bathophobia, Ted. The fear of long hallways.
Oh. Okay.
They actually have a specific. Okay.
Then
Yes,
don't go to
man.
Don't go to Vegas.
Yeah, no kidding.
God, every time you get a pee, man, it's a 100-yard walk once you get to the top of your floor.
He's not wrong, though, especially like late at night or early in the morning when you're walking down a hotel and it's a long, and I mean a long, long hallway. You can get a little skeeved out.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why.
In a hotel, it doesn't bug me. Now, that said, if the light is flickering at the end of the hall.
Anywhere.
If the light. No. I feel like if the light is flickering at the rough destination of where you're going to, then it gets creepy, right? So you're going to the ice machine. Everything's fine. There's a light flickering outside of my room. Don't care. Light flickering over the ice machine. I'm like, I feel like that's a red flag.
Yeah. And that's the one time I'd rather be in a motel with a flickering light. Like,
I
just
just
cheap.
assume even the ghosts are like, bro, you know why I died.
Come on, man.
This is the mighty.
Let's talk about the greatest horror film.
KISW and KISWHD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Coming up, the exciting return of Ted versus the FCC today at 4:35. Since Ted is down in Austin enjoying a Formula One. We have every miss this year so far in Ted versus the FCC, and there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
I say 15. Is that what you said, Mike?
Yes.
15 misses coming up. We'll play the best that or the worst that Ted's done so far this year.
I think it's the best.
On the way with Ted versus the FCC. Our question when it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCK. The other day was National Single Parent Day.
Single Parent Day.
Now, my mom was a single parent from the time that I was 1 year old to the time that I was 5.
Okay.
That was a much different environment to live in than when she got remarried. But they have some of the most unpopular parenting opinions from single parents.
Okay. All right.
Which a lot of people just don't agree with.
Sure.
So here are a few. Kids not yet in high school don't need to have a smartphone.
I remember we didn't get phones until we were 16.
16. My kids have them.
Yeah, that was kind of the 16th birthday present. That was our sweet 16 was that we got phones.
Okay. I mean, I get it. It's up to the parent. I don't care.
Yeah,
and the truth is, my daughter, she's constantly listening to music. She plays music through the phone, puts on headphones, and draws.
Yeah.
Barely does anything else with it. My son, he's just talking to his buddies.
Right.
That's it. Constantly.
Yeah.
And that is one thing. I didn't have Xbox Live until I was able to afford it.
That's
but
fair.
then it's kind of the same situation. It's just all of a sudden you find these folks and then you're just playing and having a good time with them. We weren't on a whole lot of online forums or anything like that,
Right,
so
right.
that kind of helped it. But this was also back in the days of the flip phone when the phone was not near as universal as it is these days.
Well,
That's a good point.
Since my kids were living under their mom's roof, her rules applied.
Yeah.
So whenever she got those cell phones and put them on my kid's plan or her plan, well, hey, good for you. But the thing was that when they got their phones, being the weekend parent warrior, whenever my kids would call me, even if they called me when I was on the air, I get excited.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I was like, because I know it's not like, Dad, I got in trouble at school today. That's just not the kind of kids they were. They might have had a problem with a friend, but they weren't calling me to have that. They're like, Dad, can I come down this weekend?
Right.
Dad, can we go to get pizza? Or Dad, can we
good stuff.
do this? Like, what are we going to do this weekend? Because I want to do this, this, and this. Like, cool, awesome. Another unpopular parent opinion. It's okay to negotiate with your kids.
It depends on the situation.
It depends on what we're talking
It's
about.
very situational.
Yeah, exactly. What else? Doing everything for your child is doing them a huge disservice. Let them make mistakes and learn to fend for themselves, both socially and emotionally.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You got to let them do it. Or as my father always said, he's a proponent of pain as a teaching lesson, right? He was just like, look, when you're going to learn how to ride a bike, like, I'm not getting, because you believe, well, make sure you hold on to it. He's like, I'm not going to hold on to it. He's like, you're riding a bike, and when you get tired of falling and hurting yourself, pedal faster. And I'm telling you, it worked, man.
Oh, yeah.
I ate it once when I was learning to ride a bike, cut my knee. My dad said, okay, well, if you don't want to be in that kind of pain, keep pedaling. That was it.
Here's what I can agree with. If it's not a school night, kids can stay up late if they want, as long as they're quiet and not making a mess.
Yeah, I don't care.
I think 9:30. 9:30 was the rule as far as what my bedtime was. The weird thing about being a kid is, no matter what, you can lay there, you can read in your bed, you can listen to the radio, whatever you wanted to do, but you weren't really going to go to sleep until you were tired and went to sleep. Like, you couldn't force yourself to bed.
No, but as a parent, I completely understand why they did that.
Me too.
Because they wanted you to go away, right? There's a point where they're going to snap at about 9 o'clock. So it's like, hey, it's bedtime. And so, like, you don't have to go to sleep. You just can't be out here.
My one rule that I had growing up was 9:30 was my typical bedtime, except for Monday night, because on Monday night I was allowed to stay up. Because remember, this was even before ESPN. For the most part, ESPN was 1980. That's when they launched, somewhere in there. So before that period of time, and even during that, we did not have cable. So once ESPN came out, we didn't have the ability to watch that stuff.
ABC, CBS, NBC.
But ABC, Monday Night Football, they would show all the highlights
from all the games on Sunday.
And I was allowed to stay up and watch the highlights. And then after halftime to watch the highlights, then I had to go to bed.
All right.
So Monday night, in a weird way, was one of my favorite nights.
Sure.
And keep in mind, when you're on the East Coast, Monday Night Football started at 9.
Right.
Not even 8:20 like they do now or whatever. It was 9 o'clock. So same thing. My parents would give me until halftime. Same kind of thing, because I was a football fan. And truthfully, I was not bugging them when I was watching football. I'm just watching football, so I think they're okay with it. But at halftime, man, it's like, nope, go to bed. Didn't matter if it was tied up, whatever. But I do remember, what was it? What is the series you like with Precious? Lord of the Rings, all right? But it wasn't Lord of the Rings, it was The Hobbit.
That's not the Precious I was thinking of, too.
I think he just stopped saying that. Never mind. But they did a Hobbit cartoon. I can't remember. I think it's an hour long or something. But I think I was 8 or 9 years old. But that was the only thing anyone talked about in school. So as a student, we were all super excited to watch this. And I don't remember what time it came on, but it pushed 30 minutes after my bedtime. All right. And my parents were nice, and they let me watch it. The thing about it was it ended like 9:30 or something. So when it ended, there was another animated special coming on. I cannot remember what it was. But again, as a kid, I wanted to see it. And I remember I was so pissed because my father, he came downstairs at 9:30, right? And so The Hobbit is ending. Said, is your show done? I said, yeah. He said, well, it's time for bed. And I said, well, hey, whatever the other animated special is, I'm like, it's 30 minutes. Can I watch? No. I was like, yeah. But Dad, no. And I went to bed pissed. And I was so angry because when I got to school the next day, like, everyone else got to stay up. I found out. Yeah. They all saw it.
Halloween night. Okay, that could fall on any day of the week.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, my parents had one rule, and that was it. 11:30. You need to be home. If the home turned the front porch light off, you do not go and knock on their door.
Correct.
If their light is still on, that means
fair game.
You can go knock on the door. So I mean, it just started when it got dark.
Yeah.
And we were out, and some people would go to different neighborhoods. We would have friends, families that would say like, okay, we've done Imperial Woods, which is the neighborhood I lived in. Now we're going to go to Meadow Park. And we're going to drive off, drop you off, we'll pick you up in a half an hour.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of friends' parents that would do that. And then we'd all meet up a half an hour later. Somebody had their trusty Boy Scout watch on or whatever. We'd meet back at the appropriate time, just like with a mall.
Yep.
And then we would either go home
ship
or
you off to the next place.
Halloween night was the greatest night as a kid. Because you're right.
Yeah.
You just, all this leniency, like, okay, normally be home when the sun's down. You're not leaving until the sun's down. And like you said, we don't really watch your back until
well,
late.
and what was nice about Halloween for us is that where we lived, we would go out with Mom and Dad would stay back and he'd kind of man the house, as it were.
Yeah.
But where we lived, there was this main neighborhood, and we lived kind of down a little hill that was dark as hell down there. There was only like 3 houses down there, and half of them were old folks that they didn't have their lights on.
Yeah.
So nobody came down our house. So we'd go up, we'd hit all the houses up there, get our bags of candy, come on back. There's still a big ass bowl of candy that's still right there at home. It's not ours yet.
Now, when you got home, you had to pay your dues. So whatever stepdad and mom wanted, they got first pick. They were also
they pick.
They got to take a piece of candy.
Did you get at least one that's like, no, this is the one. This is my favorite. Like, I want the Tootsie Pop.
Well, typically it was the same crap, so they were taking something I already had 5 of.
right.
So I'm telling you, we would go out with a pillowcase. I mean, that was our technique. I mean, we looked like bank robbers, but there was also a limit to the candy that we could have at 11:30. So it was like, okay,
you can get a certain amount
you can have
that
3
night.
pieces tonight. So figure out what you want to have, because you're not going to go to bed if you keep eating all this sugar.
You're gonna yak.
Also, not allowed to drink coffee.
No, I didn't
Which
want
was
to
a
as
really
kid.
weird rule.
Right?
Yeah, when we were kids, coffee was very much an adult drink.
Yeah. It was the Antichrist.
Very much an adult. And you didn't even, it'd be like drinking their whiskey. I mean, it wasn't even, you wouldn't even entertain the idea of drinking coffee. And like, my kids already drink it. Granted, it's some Starbucks mixed up, whatever.
Yeah, sure, they're drinking hot milk with a little coffee
weird
in
to
it.
me. Like, wow, man.
Yeah,
that was a hard rule.
It took me forever to try coffee.
And
I just didn't want it.
Yeah.
Well, we just weren't allowed to have it. So
Yeah.
everyone was having it. I kind of wanted to try it, but God forbid, it was like the devil's juice. Like there's no way we're putting you on this cocaine, this liquid cocaine.
Yeah, basically.
So when it comes to parents, what would they let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Ray. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
So I'm going to start out by saying my dad was 50 years old when I was born,
Damn. Okay.
and I was his only child. And he was a good old boy. Had a razor strap. I'm sure you guys know what that is.
Yep.
And he had a hand with about quarter-inch calluses on him. So, I mean, I got my ass whooped, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as I got older, I realized he let me get away with a lot of stuff. Okay?
Such as?
For example, he would let me sneak out of the house. Okay? I thought I was slick. And my mom told me years later, she's like, you know your dad knew everything you left. And I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, you weren't that quiet. And he would let me sneak out of the house. Well, what he didn't know is that I went to the neighbor's house, and there was a girl next door, and she was really, really nice to me. And that's where I, lost it.
Yeah,
sure.
And then it proceeded to happen, about every other night for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, as much as you possibly can. Trust me, we understand.
Fantastic. It was fantastic.
Is that the only time you snuck out of the house was to get ass from the neighbor?
No, but it was the most fun.
Okay, yeah, I believe that.
Oh, man, you would rob a bank for that. I mean, you would do whatever you could.
that
Go
age.
get that.
Yeah.
Man, when we were going around, there was only one rule. Like, we could go pretty much anywhere that we wanted to because we were at an age, we were of a type that we weren't going to go get into trouble. We would end up at somebody's house, or we would go to a convenience store or something like that. We weren't going to go get in trouble. We weren't those kids. The one rule that we did have was within an hour-ish check-in.
Yeah.
Stop by the house. You're going to go out with your friends. You're going to ride your bikes or whatever. Find some way to let us know you're still alive. You're not in the back of somebody's van.
Yeah.
Learned this the hard way because we went off. We just went out, had a good old time. We were gone for hours. I don't know how long we were gone, but we were gone for hours to the point to where we came back. And when we got home, we put our bikes down. And then my mom came running out, absolutely in tears, in rage, like, where the F have all you been? Now, she would never have actually said that said that word, but she
what she
wrote
meant.
us riot act. My dad is circling the neighborhoods looking for us, like a step away from going to the police station to try to figure out
Jeez.
where in the hell we ended
How
up.
late was it when you got home?
It wasn't. It was still sunny outside.
Wow.
It was
Jesus.
it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
What do they think you were up to?
Not so much what we were up to, but
they've been kidnapped.
Right. Where did we end up?
Oh, okay.
Who grabbed
All right.
us?
Okay.
Kind of a
I
situation.
mean, I would get it at night a little bit, but during the day, I remember my father, when I was like 15, I had to be home by 9 on a weeknight. No big deal, whatever. I was at a friend's house. There's like 7 of us there, and we're not really doing anything. We're just teenagers talking. And I look at the clock. Keep in mind, I'm like 2 blocks away from home, so I am not far away at all. I look at the clock. It's like 8:40. I'm like, cool. I still got like 20 minutes. About 20 minutes goes by as I perceive it. I look at the clock. It still says 8:40. So I'm like, that clock does not work. Oh, man. I got home. It was like 9:10. Okay. So
Okay.
I am 10 minutes late. And my father, I mean, as soon as I open the door, he's just there. You know, where have you been? And I was like, I was at Devin's house. And he knows where the kid lives. He's like, you were 2 blocks away. You couldn't get home on time. I said, look, the problem with this one, he did not believe me. I said, Dad, I looked at we were in the kitchen. I looked at the clock. It said 8:40. He goes, okay, well, that was 30 minutes ago. I said, no, wait. I just looked at the clock again, and the 2 minutes took me to get here. It still said 8:40.
Yeah.
I was telling the truth. He just didn't believe me, and I got read the riot act. And I'm like, damn, man. I mean, even when I'm telling you the truth, it's not my fault. I made no mistake. I wanted to say, well, buy me a watch. But I knew that was not the time to say that.
One thing that we did a lot was if I called my buddy and said, hey, man, let's go shoot hoops, let's throw football, let's go down here, let's ride our bikes, whatever. If he had a chore to do, then I would go over and help him just so we would get done
speed
quicker.
it up, yeah.
Yeah. So, but this is one that I think stuck with me that I didn't understand at the time, but I do now. All right, so I would take off to Brian's house with a rake. because Brian had to rake the leaves, okay?
Okay.
We'd rake them up in a pile. We'd dive in the pile a couple times. We'd get the job done. If I left that rake at Brian Starcher's house, that was hell to pay. And the one thing that was absolutely necessary, anything that you use, anything that you take, you put it back
where you found it.
exactly where it was, so that when I need it, I know it's there, I can use it, and I know where to find it. It didn't matter if it was a pair of scissors. It did not matter what it was. If you used it and it was not yours, it's supposed to be in your room, you put it back where it was so that when it's needed, it can be used and found. And I still adhere to that, even in marriage. In my marital world, I'm like, it could be something like cooking shears.
Right.
They were in the block. Where are they?
Just put them back.
They're in the drawer? My head would explode.
Why the hell? Yeah.
They've never been in the drawer. They've always been in the butcher block. I'm looking for these things. Oh, they're in the drawer. Why?
Wow.
Yeah, I definitely got that from my father. I'm the same way.
I know it's
With the
petty
kids,
as hell, but
it's not, though. Because with the kids, it's the same thing. You know, when they're super littles, when you start beating it into their head, hey, it's not yours, all right? It is mine. So when I need it, and I will need it more often than you, I need to know where the F it is. But now I've been looking around for 20 minutes, and the worst thing to ever ask a child, where is it? I don't know. I don't know. And they mean it. I honestly don't know. Well, where did you use it? Well, I had it in the basement. I looked through the basement. And by the time you find it's like, I don't know, like under the sink in the bathroom. Like, why would you think to put a tape measure under the sink?
I don't know.
And you didn't need it anyway. I get you wanted to play with it, fine. But, like, put it effing back.
It was always
drive
scissors.
me nuts.
It was always scissors.
Scissors is one thing. And then in my house, I almost don't use scissors because my wife works with material.
oh, God forbid you use those.
Heaven forbid.
No, look, I can't. Certain scissors you look at and the handle looks weird, so I'm like, I'm just not going to touch them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just need to cut something. And it doesn't matter what pair of scissors I grab. It is the wrong pair of scissors for the job. So even if I'm going to cut material, like why are you using the paper scissors on material? I thought these were the material scissors. No, these are the material. But
that's me and cutting
but
boards.
People that work with material, they like if you look at my wife's work bag, like there's 27 different types of scissors in there,
and she knows the use of every single one.
Well, if you use it on anything else other than its intended purpose, it's going to dull them.
That's right.
That's what you were
Okay,
told.
so at one point in time, I can't remember what my art
But they all
project
cut,
was.
but they will all dull on the wrong surface.
So my mom had the zigzag.
Oh, yeah. We have those too.
Okay, well, those are for cloth only. God forbid. But if you're going to edge a piece of artwork,
construction paper,
it looks so much cooler with a zigzag edge on it.
But don't use it on
But you can't. But if she saw the art at the end,
how'd you do that?
who cut that?
Oh,
I
no, they're
did.
pissed.
With what? Well, with your scissors, Mom.
Right.
You'd think that I just killed her cat or whatever the deal was.
Oh, yeah.
It was a level of just absolute ridiculousness.
Oh, I've gotten texts about it. Did you? I mean, we're sitting there doing the show. Hey, did you cut something? Blah blah blah. Yeah, this morning I had to cut, but you used the wrong scissors. I'm like, look, man.
Sorry.
Here's my thought: hide all of your weird old scissors.
Yes.
Put little labels on them.
But like, no, let's just buy one pair of like scissors that people use for normal purposes. Because I am a normal human being.
Scissors.
I am not crafty, so let's just buy a pair of scissors. Let's put it in this spot.
Buy three,
and I will know that I can use these scissors. But like, stop leaving your scissors in conspicuous places because to me that says, please use me.
No, buy your own doggone scissors. That way you can use them. She can't say squat.
I would still buy the wrong kind.
That doesn't matter. They're your scissors.
Cutting leather
you do
with
what
these?
you want to. One that was never quite a rule in my household as far as my dad goes, but to me it was a rule just because of what I always got, is if dad was on his feet, so were you. Now, that kind of only applied to me. He kind of griped about my sisters that they didn't quite follow it, but I kind of took the brunt of it, as it were, is that if dad was out in the yard, if he was in the shed, if he was doing something and he was up and moving, if there was a shovel in his hand, somebody needed to be out there with him. Because
you got to contribute.
Same thing that I kind of learned that the hard way, that he's out there, he's doing his thing. I'm inside playing video games.
Of course.
I'm watching TV. It's a nice Saturday. I don't want to be out there doing that crap. And he came in and he's been frustrated MFing this thing that he's been working with. He's hot, so he comes in and he sees his kids all sitting there on the couch like, why isn't anybody doing anything in this doggone house? I'm out there sweating my ass off out here. You guys are sitting in here just playing your video
Was
games.
it your job to make a fire in the winter months?
Didn't have to do that.
That was every day I needed to come home while they were making dinner. I needed to build the fire.
All right.
Now, whether that was in the wood stove in the basement, which kind of basically just heated the entire home from the ground floor up, or to build the fire in the living room, I needed to have the wood stocked at all times. I needed to have the kindling, the newspaper, the ashes all needed to be taken out. That's where I learned that you don't put next
Hot
day
ashes.
even if it's in the morning,
Yeah.
in a Kroger paper bag and set it in the garage. Because guess what? There's some embers in there that are still smoldering, and
That's
apparently I didn't. Because when you dump it in the bag, you get the little poof of the ash.
Yeah,
you
like
don't realize that some of that's smoke.
I know.
So did you have to like cord wood and all that on the regular
yeah.
to keep it stocked?
Oh yeah. So I would bring it in during the summer.
Sure.
So my job was to cord all the wood
Hang it up to dry.
and to bring it into. It was already stacked and quartered for me on the outside.
Yep.
Then I would bring it into the inside of the garage and stack it there as well. Which is where you discover you have dead snakes, vodka bottles,
Giant ass spiders.
all kinds of stuff.
Why are they
that's
so
been,
big in log
They're
piles?
huge, dude. And they're weird looking.
I feel like you could take a regular spider, hide it in a log pile, come back in a day, and somehow it is 15 times bigger and 40 times scarier.
I put a log in the fire at one point in time, and when that log, when things started to heat up in the fireplace, I'm not sure what the bug was, but there were hundreds of them running out of the fireplace onto the mantle, running for their lives all through the house.
And you don't know what they were?
They were like ants with wings.
Like termites?
Do you know what I'm
maybe?
saying? Like, yes.
All right.
Yes, that's probably exactly what
Probably
it was.
termites. All right.
It was probably termites. But they were just like, it's hot, I am out, and they just ran, and they were all over the carpet. And I was like, Mom, what is this? And she was like, oh my God.
Oh, no.
And she got the vacuum, and she's trying to vacuum it all up, and she has to change the bag, but the bag just got changed, so now she's pissed that she wasted a vacuum bag on me, because it's not even full yet, but I throw it away. What a turd you are. I was like, they just ran out of the log.
I did not know there were bugs inside.
Exactly.
Sorry, I didn't open it up to check.
Right. Coming up, the exciting return of Ted versus the FCC. We have all Ted's misses from the this year coming up at 4:35. And your emails on the way next to the men's room at KISW.com.
Okay.
coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Happy Friday to one and all. Thank you for trusting us at In Action News. Hoping that you and yours have a wonderful weekend in store.
What about you, man? Big plans with the wife?
I wouldn't say big plans, but we are planning a brunch for two, followed by a visit to the local Arboretum.
The Arboretum? Man, that sounds boring, Playboy.
No comment, but my lovely wife is as into flora as I am into fauna.
Come again, man.
My wife is as into plants as I am into animals.
Okay, thank you for talking the way normal people talk, Playboy.
Speaking of animals, that brings us to today's corrections and apologies for the week that was.
Oh, come on, man. We had a solid week.
Well, with regard to our broadcast, yes, we truly did. However, you made a series of posts to our social media pages that misled many of our viewers.
What are you talking about, man? Dolores and HR told me to get more involved with our social media account to promote stuff on the show. That is all I did, Playboy.
Right, but you unnecessarily excited and misled a certain contingent of our audience.
That's just good writing, Playboy.
The writing was fine, Felix. The issue was what you wrote has no basis in truth.
What? All I did was preview what you said we have going on next week.
Felix, you posted that both Smurfette and the Terry from Avatar were joining us in studio next week, topless.
Yeah, man. Personally, I'm looking real forward to it. Besides, that's what you told me, Playboy.
I did not either tell you that. I told you that next week in studio we're going to be treated to two blue-footed boobies.
Yeah, exactly, man. I just assumed that you meant Smurfette and Neytiri. What other blue women do you know?
I mean, there's Mystique from the X-Men.
Ooh, Mystique is coming in? All right.
No. Felix, just no. No, Mystique, no Smurfette, no Neytiri. None of them are coming into the studio topless.
Okay, well, that's what I posted, Playboy.
And that is what I'm correcting now and apologizing for. My colleague here, Mr. Foxworthy.
What's up, everybody?
My colleague here posted earlier this week that Smurfette and Neytiri from Avatar would be in studio next week, topless. I hate to disappoint our more fringe viewers, but that simply is not the case.
Then what the hell were you talking about, man? What's a blue-footed booby?
A blue-footed booby, for those of you that don't know, is one of many different boobies, which refers to a group of large tropical seabirds. They're known for their distinctive appearance, and the most famous is the blue-footed booby.
Birds, man.
Yes, Felix, birds. Sorry to disappoint.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
You ain't funny, man. I guess I shouldn't post the singer Sia's coming in topless either.
Sia?
Yeah, man. She's an Australian singer. Wear the mask.
Oh, I said masked booby.
Yeah, man. And no J-Lo?
Jennifer Lopez?
Yes, Stone. Jennifer Lopez. Jenny from the block. J-Lo.
Brown booby?
Yeah, but you were still talking about birds, weren't you?
Yes, Felix. When I refer to boobies, I mean the birds.
I don't.
Understood. Nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, I hope I cleared up any confusion about our guests next week. But please join us and learn some wonderful new facts about our bird friends.
We're getting a lot of emails from disappointed viewers.
What?
Yeah, they're saying to let Felix book guests next time.
I most certainly will not consider that in the future. In the meantime, that covers our corrections for the week that was. For anybody that was excited about my new facial feature, I'm getting it removed this weekend. Please join us next hour for celebrity birthdays.
SW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up here at 5:08, we'll drink and toast the weekend with a shot of the day. Then it's Bad Choice Friday.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
And today we celebrate winning on a Bad Choice Friday with Joe Esposito. Mike, I gotta be honest with you. You knew this song from South Park. I've never heard it until today.
Yeah,
and it's terrible.
But if I watch South Park and this song came on, I would assume it's one of those Joe Esposito. I never would guess it was Paul Stanley.
No.
In a million years.
It took me a minute to figure it out. I don't remember why I went looking for the song, and all of a sudden I was like, that's doggone Paul Stanley.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that I listen to it, yeah, that's Paul Stanley.
Paul Stanley and Live to Win taking on Joe Esposito, and you're the best. Vote now. If you follow us on X and Men's Room Live, one of those two tunes coming up right after we drink and toast with the shot of the day. All right, do we have time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Bunch of comments today. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. Guys, my dad used to take me to karaoke as far as what parents do to let you get away with, or what weird thing would they not let you do. He would take me to karaoke with him every week at his favorite bar. At the time, I felt he must really love me because he would buy me delicious French fries and clap for my singing. Now, as I've grown up, I think about how every weekend from about 10 to 15, I was being kept up until midnight or later, until sometimes I'd fall asleep at the table or beg him to go home. I was the only kid in a room full of beer, smoke, and old men. My dad was only taking me because he didn't have anyone else to look after me, and there's no way my dad would ever miss his precious karaoke.
Yeah, there you go.
Guys blatantly treating my brother like a king right in front of me and my sister. So I guess he was the brother was the favorite.
The golden child.
I was dubbed the favorite when we were kids just because
By your sisters?
Yeah. Because I went out and I helped Dad with all the projects all the time. I had the good grades. It's like, don't act like being the favorite does you any favors. It doesn't.
No.
I have to do a whole bunch of doggone work, and I have a lot of expectations.
And you're not the favorite. You're just the most responsible.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's all it is. Like, we can trust you.
Mm-hmm. Guys, my mom let me go to the Dead to the World tour. That was Marilyn Manson's tour for the release of Antichrist Superstar. 97, I think. I was 12, maybe about to turn 13. I'm glad she let me go, but to this day, I'm honestly shocked that she let me go by myself.
Huh.
That's pretty cool. Guys, when I was 8, I fell in love with a Volvo that my dad bought. A beautiful old car. I just loved it, and I had to drive it. So I did. Problem is, I was 8. I was too short to both reach the pedals and to see out the window. I put that Volvo into a ditch, but my parents were so happy that I was alive, and they were not mad at me.
That right.
So you got away with that.
As long as you're okay, that's really what you're going to discover.
My parents let my brother and I play with fireworks, firecrackers, all that stuff. Even they bought them for us. It was just a kid that you could blow your hand off. They didn't care. Is it a toy? I guess they thought so. One day, my brother blew up a mailbox of a girl who was bullied in school. My mom still describes it as funny and an innocent prank. My brother was completely unaware of who lived in the house, whose mailbox he exploded. He also broke an elevator in the school on purpose. Got drunk and puked on a school trip and got arrested for shoplifting.
Damn.
No consequences at all for my parents.
Wow.
They weren't big on discipline.
I guess not.
Okie dokie.
Guys, my mom let me skip non-core subject in school. Art, PE, home ec. She said it didn't matter. Just go to the core subjects that you have to go to.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're going to miss some classes, miss those.
See,
I would not be happy to hear that. But they're like, I won't say certain classes, though. You know, one of the kids like, man, I'm just struggling in this class. And I look at the subject and I'm like, don't worry about it. Do what you can to pass the class, but I promise you it's irrelevant.
See, I had parents where if you ever told them that you were sick, it was, you know what, finish getting ready for school and head on in there. If you still feel sick, then I'll come and get you.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Just kept on pushing us out the doggone door.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't miss school. I mean, I would just skip school, but my parents were never cool to have me stay home.
7th birthday, Dad got me a shotgun. Here's more. They keep coming. My dad likes to say often, you can do anything you want as long as you don't get caught and I don't find out.
I know.
I have definitely said that to the kids. And my father said it a different way. He said, look, be good or be slick, and right now you're neither.
Oh, okay. You know what? I respect that.
Yeah, and I've basically passed that down to the kids. Like, look, my thing is, like, I know you're going to do stuff. You guys are at the age where you're going to do stuff, and most of what you're going to do, I already know. But if you don't get caught and I don't find out about it, then it's all good.
I like this one. 16 years old, my family goes to Mexico, and we stayed in one of those all-inclusive places. My dad and I were at the pool bar, the kind that you can swim up to and sit on a stool underwater, get your drink. Bartender asked my dad what he wanted to drink, and he said Jack and Coke. And the bartender looks at me, and I jokingly say, I'll have the same. The bartender walked away. I look at my dad unsure of what he was going to do. He just lets out a sigh, knowing that I know I can drink whenever I want, but in front of him, he simply says, just don't have too many. Best vacation I barely remember.
All right.
8 years old. Dad let me get a mohawk and spray paint it bright green.
All right, good.
I was allowed to go out at night alone at like age 10.
Damn.
There's more. A bud and I drove from Atlanta to Key West and back the week before graduating high school. Just the two of us, before cell phones, no credit cards.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Damn.
Not me, but a friend wasn't allowed to watch Winnie the Pooh because his mom thought it was effing stupid.
It is effing stupid.
Think about now how funny that is.
Kids watch effing stupid things.
I just like that even the
No,
mom's
but the
like,
mom's
this
like,
is
you're
too
not
dumb.
watching this.
This
I know.
is too stupid.
But it's Winnie the Pooh.
Did you like Winnie the Pooh?
No.
Neither did I.
I think she was making a pretty good point.
The thing is
I mean,
that
honestly, like, even as a kid, I'm like, this sucks.
Winnie the Pooh has some nostalgic imagery, I guess, to a degree. Like, there's nothing wrong with Winnie the Pooh. There were Winnie the Pooh kids, but it was just not my show. I don't see it as something like, yeah, well, I was stupid. Like, no, it was just Disney.
To me, yeah, Winnie the Pooh and, like, Mickey Mouse, they were just so lame. Like, did they do anything?
No.
Did they do anything?
We exist.
Yeah.
This one says, is anyone going to mention the forbidden act of blowing bubbles in a drink with your straw? Punishable by death in my house.
Yeah.
Well, you had a certain amount of time you could do it. Right? So, like,
Same
even
with
with my
slurping.
kids, you'd get 3 good bubble blows, and then I would cut them off because kids will never stop doing it. It's the thing. So I'm like, look, let them get it out of their system real quick, and then finally, like, stop.
Wasn't allowed to do sleepovers at all. My first sleepover wasn't until I started college.
Damn.
Another says no Star Wars. Understandable for a 5 to 6 year old, I suppose.
No.
But now I have an 8-year-old nephew. He's a huge Star Wars fan. All the movies, Mandalorian, has the video games.
Yeah.
What the F is that about? I wasn't allowed to skip out on pronouncing my G's. So no going, leaving, or eating. For me, they didn't want me to develop an accent and sound like a hick.
Ain't was a hated word in my house.
My favorite one is when Ted says Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Emphasis on the front. Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, my parents, they were big on your speech. And my mom put it best. She said, look, I'm old enough to know one thing. I know a lot of stupid people. I'm like, okay. She goes, but they can speak. And so they get jobs and they can get through job interviews and all this. And she goes, I know some smart people that can't speak and they don't get good jobs because they sound stupid. So she's like, I don't care what you and your brother do. Make sure you know how to pronounce effing words if you're going to be in this house. And I'm very thankful.
Yeah.
That was like their big, more than anything. Like, even if you're not smart, don't sound as stupid as you actually are.
Correct.
And
That's
you will get a lot farther.
My mom did push vocabulary.
Yeah, I think all parents did
That
back
was like middle school English classes or whatever. I think I downplayed different vocabularies. Like, when am I ever going to use this word? And my mom said, like, you'd be amazed at the number of times that you will.
Do you know
pull out
what
these
do you know what the
words.
Leonard Skinner of that is? Like the free bird?
No.
Ain't a word.
Yeah.
Ain't a word because ain't in the dictionary.
Guys, I could only play video games when it was raining or the weather was too bad for me to play outside. Another one, wasn't allowed to lay down on the couch because my stepdad hated that. He did it all the time, though. What an a-hole.
No, you're in his spot.
Few more. My parents were hippies when they were young, very free-spirited, laid back, never got grounded, pretty much allowed to do whatever I wanted within reason. I actually love them for that. Few more. Dad had the thermostat set at 69 degrees. No one could ever touch it.
Noise.
Same with the radio in the car, in the garage. Always set on 99.9, and you can never change it.
If I touched my dad's radio in the car, I mean, that'd have been the end of my life.
That's pretty good parenting. My parents always told me as a teen, if I was at a party and needed a ride home, I wouldn't be in trouble if I called them because my safety was more important. Told my kids the same thing. Not allowed to use the computer, and it was a Radio Shack TRS 80 with a cassette drive.
God, I remember those.
Love the show, boys. As a kid, we called our parents by their first names.
Ooh.
Still do
Whoa.
today, and I'm 56.
The only time my kids have
weird.
done it is, so
If
there's
they
two
want to
things
get
that
your
happen.
attention.
They have to get my attention because I'm not hearing them or I'm not paying attention, but we were at a Sounders game. It was a couple of years ago, and I'm talking to some people that recognize me. It's all good. And I guess my son had been yelling dad like 15 times in a row, and I can't explain it. He says, Steve. And instantly, my head snaps. Like, suddenly I heard him, and he put his hands up, right? And he goes, you weren't hearing me. I said, dude, I get it. Now, with my wife, okay? Because it's just a no-no. My wife, she will say Steve, and apparently I'm not hearing her. And she will say Thrill, and my head snaps around. I'm like, because you don't call me that, right? But she goes,
no.
She goes, I have said Steve 47 times in a row. You did not turn your head. She said, I can whisper Thrill. And she's like, your head snaps around so quick. If it
You
comes
learned
out,
to tune it out.
But it's weird.
Well, it's easy.
I can
It's
tune
a
her
repetition.
out because she's my wife and she does it to me. And you know when the other one's tuning you out, it's just like, it's fine. You're allowing me to vent. You're not
Dad,
saying,
dad,
Steve.
Dad. What?
Yeah.
Like,
Suddenly,
I was thinking my thought for a second. Give me a
Right.
second. Oh, I was also raised Jehovah's Witness like the caller. It's all new kind of freaking hell. I didn't get to celebrate my first birthday until I was 18 and out of the house. My parents would not let my sister and I watch Blazing Saddles from age 5 to 13. They were afraid we would use the language. We still watched it on VHS when they were out of the house.
My thing is, so my son, I had to put the kibosh on Deadpool until he got to a certain age because
That's
of language.
understandable.
I wasn't worried about him using the language so much because they kind of know my rules with that. I don't want to have to explain to you
what that means.
Because he goes, Dad, I know cuss words. I said, I know you know cuss words. You're at the age where you know cuss words. I'm sure you said them with your friends. I'm like, Deadpool has a Rolodex of a few that you don't know yet.
That's right.
And I don't want to, it'll be uncomfortable for me to explain. So when we finally sat down and watched Deadpool together, and it was a hilarious movie, the whole family, there's a couple of lines that Deadpool says, and my son looks at me and he says, Dad, I do know what that word means. I'm like, all right, cool. That's why we waited.
Well, and
but
there's
he
also-
even agreed. Even my kid agreed. He's like, I understand why you waited. I said, yeah.
One more from our question. I dated a guy 11 years older than my sophomore through senior year in high school.
Damn.
My folks didn't seem to care.
Wow.
Okay, time for a few birthdays from the brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Where's our dip
Oh, wait a minute.
responsibly
Actually, you know what? I think I still have that somewhere. Nope, I got rid of it.
All right. Guys, I want to wish my beautiful wife, Bobby, a happy birthday.
Bobby.
She's an amazing wife and mom to our 2 boys and new
Damn it,
puppy.
Bobby.
Without her, time would stand still and we would all be lost. She's the glue that holds the 5th grade science project that is our family together.
So she's sticky.
So can I get a G's Louise, a you, your girl, and your Johnson as well? Thanks, guys. That from Dean, Chasen, Blayton, and Vanellope.
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 Your girl and your Johnson.
Fellas, I want to give myself, Adrian, a happy birthday shout-out for my big 4-0. If I could get the Dirty German to give me some advice on what I should do to celebrate 4-0 and some dad jokes from Miles, that would definitely make my day. Thanks, guys, and rock on. That from Adrian. Let's see here. There we go.
Yeah, first of all, you have a very stupid name. But also, if you're going to turn the big 4-0, it's like a 21-gun salute. Make sure tonight you have 4 big O's.
Dad jokes. That's it.
That would be 40 orgasms.
Yeah. Guys, my Dad Joke Friday, my Visa card declined when I was buying a sweater at Nordstrom's.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Cashier asked for my cardigan.
Oh, damn it.
I'm saving money to plant a row of bushes along the side of my yard.
Oh, yeah?
It's my hedge fund. Also need to tell you guys I associate the 80s with having boom boxes.
Boom boxes.
But that's just a stereotype. Couple more. Temp would like this one. What did Young Buck say when he saw 50 Cent making a scarf?
Young Buck.
Yeah, what did he say when he saw 50 Cent making a scarf?
I don't know.
G-Unit. My son asked if we were going to get a haircut. I said no. They will cut them all.
All of them, yeah.
And what do a dragon and a steakhouse have in common?
What?
A flaming yawn.
Flaming yawn.
And one more birthday. Old Macholas want to wish my dad, David, pronounced heavy, the very happiest of birthdays today. He's the best dad a guy could ask for, and has never let me down. He's been listening to KISW longer than I've been alive, and I'm 30. Please give him a little David Lee Roth and the Dirty German talking about what loggers do in old age. Thanks, guys. That from Devin.
Yeah, if he's a real logger, he does what they all do. Play with the wood.
Ah, yes.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
I forgot one. Yolanda, happy 56th birthday. I love you very much. Could you have a fish sandwich? You guys rock. Best regards, that from Chad.
2 Oregon fish sandwich.
Chad, sorry.
Forgot
birthday,
Yolanda,
Yolanda.
man.
There's a lot going on.
Damn.
Sorry.
Coming up at 5:08, we will drink a toast with a shot of the day, but first.
And now, everyone's favorite daytime game show, where one person could lose $325,000 and their job, or win and walk away with nothing. It's time for Ted versus the FCC.
Oh, yeah. Kind of knew that Ted was going to be out of town today.
You guys still stayed up?
Still stayed up.
We
Well,
still
we
stayed
can't
up.
stop working, Mike.
Yeah, so
You
we
got on the
decided-
plane last night.
I know.
man.
So we decided to bring you every loss this year from Ted versus the FCC. So if we could, let's go back in time.
Short City Shelley sits and Shy City Shirley sits while sipping City Schlitz and petting Fat Chuck Futbuck.
3 cents fast.
Short City Shelley sits and Shy City Shirley sits while sipping City Schlitz and petting Fat Chuck Futbuck.
1.
Short City Shelley sits and Shy City Shirley sits while sipping City Schlitz and petting Fat Chuck Futbuck.
2.
Short City Shelley sits and Shy City Shirley sits while sipping.
I knew it.
Short City Shelley sits and Shy City Shirley sits while sipping City. Jesus.
I need that back.
Come on.
I know.
That was the calmest.
That was unbelievable.
All right, that took a false start. Can we do
3 cents fast.
Shy Shifty Shelley sits with her cute runt kitty Tilly. She carefully cuts runt Tilly Kitty's claws. Tilly Kitty claws are now cutly.
Oh! 3 cents fast.
Shy Shifty Shelley sits with her cute runt kitty Tilly. She carefully cuts runt Tilly Kitty's claws. Tilly Kitty's claws are now cutely cut.
1.
Shy Shifty Shelley sits with her cute runt kitty Tilly. She carefully cuts runt Tilly Kitty's claws. Tilly Kitty's claws are now cutely cut.
3 cents fast.
Shy Shifty Shelley sits with her cute runt kitty Tilly. She carefully cuts runt.
3 times fast.
Me and frickin' Chuck Cuts can't frickin' find nutty fat nut cuts. Even though he's wearing a short, silvery, shiny, slit city shirt, I'm off Art Smeller.
1.
Me and frickin' Chuck Cuts can't frickin' find nutty fat nut futs. Even though he's wearing a short, silvery, cider or shiny, slit. Me and frickin' Chuck Cuts can't frickin' find nutty fat nuck futs. Even though he's wearing a short, silvery, shiny, slit city shirt, I'm off Art Smeller.
3 times fast.
Me and frickin' Chuck Cuts can't frickin' find nutty fat nuck cuts. Even though he's wearing a short, silvery, shiny, slit city shirt, I'm off Art Smeller.
1.
Me and frickin' Chuck Cuts can't frickin' find nutty fat nuck futs. Even though he's wearing a short, silvery, cider or shiny, slit.
3 times fast.
Me and frickin' Chuck Cuts can't frickin' find nutty fat nut. Sherry ordered 70 ship sets of ship supplies from Sheila, but Sheila only ordered 60 ship sets. Sherry thinks Sheila is very shifty shipper and she needs to get her ship together.
3 times fast.
Sherry ordered 70 ship sets of ship supplies from Sheila, but Sheila only shipped 60 ship sets. Sherry thinks Sheila is a very shifty shipper and she needs to get her ship together.
1.
Sherry ordered 70 ship sets of ship supplies from Sheila, but Sheila only shipped 66 ship supplies. Sherry thinks Sheila is a very shifty shifter and she needs to get her ship together.
2.
Sherry ordered 70 ships.
3 times fast.
Shipmate Shelley likes to draw ships, especially shiny ships that are sailing in a diagonal manner. To draw these diagonally shipping ships, Shelley stands with her legs crossed diagonally, but sometimes she'll slyly sit when she draws diagonal ship. 1. Shipmate Shelley likes to draw ships, especially shiny ships, that are sailing in a diagonal manner. To draw these diagonally shipping ships, Shelley stands with her legs crossed diagonally, but sometimes she'll slyly sit while she draws a diagonal ship. 2. Shipmate Shelley likes to draw ships, especially shiny ships that are sailing in a diagonal manner. To get these diagonally shipping ships, Shelley stands with her legs crossed diagonally, but sometimes she'll shyly.
The way that we play Ted versus the FCC. You have to read that one time through, then 3 times fast for Twyla.
Damn it. All right.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's all right.
Come on, man. Be confident.
Yeah, all right. Twyla squats to twirl her.
Oh, Jesus.
Twyla squats to twirl her taut, curly locks. Twirly, curly, taut locks got on Twyla's top. So twirling Twyla fought and unlocked taut. Oh my God in heaven. Oh my God.
3 times fast.
The Count loves to cut bunts. When the Count cuts bunts, the people counting bunts say, "Go, Count, bunt, cut, go."
1.
The Count loves to cut bunts. When the Count...
Oh! 3 times fast.
Ham would zip and slip his dip ship. The dip ship's lip was hit but snipped. Hand's dip ship was brunt stunt funt, and he fixed the brunt stunt funt with a blunt brunt.
Oh! 3 times fast.
Ham would zip and slip his dip ship. The dip ship's lip was hit but snipped. Ham brunt.
1.
Right?
Giving out the R. So he's saying gunt.
Yeah, I know, instead of grunt.
So say grunt, Ted, please, for the love of God.
Hand would slip and ship in his dip ship. The dip ship's lip was hit but snipped. Hand's dip ship had a brunt stunt front, and he fixed a brunt stunt front with a blunt bunt grunt.
2.
Hand would zip and slip in his dip ship. The dip ship lip was hit but snipped. I'm sorry. Hand's dip ship had a brunt stunt, and he fixed the brunt stunt front with a blunt brunt. Oh! Short City Shelley sits, and Shy City Shirley sits, while sipping City Schlitz and petting Fat Chuck Fut Buck.
3 times fast.
Short City Shelley sits, while Shy.
Yeah. Okay, would you rather go through life with good health and a decent job?
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Happy Friday to one and all. Thank you for trusting us at In Action News. Hoping that you and yours have a wonderful weekend in store.
What about you, man? Big plans with the wife?
I wouldn't say big plans, but we are planning a brunch for 2, followed by a visit to the local Arboretum.
The Arboretum? Man, that sounds boring, Playboy.
No comment, but my lovely wife is as into flora as I am into fauna.
Come again, man.
My wife is as into plants as I am into animals.
Okay, thank you for talking the way normal people talk, Playboy.
Speaking of animals, that brings us to today's corrections and apologies for the week that was.
Oh, come on, man. We had a solid week.
Well, with regard to our broadcast, yes, we truly did. However, you made a series of posts to our social media pages that misled many of our viewers.
What are you talking about, man? Dolores and HR told me to get more involved with our social media account to promote stuff on the show. That is all I did, Playboy.
Right, but you unnecessarily excited and misled a certain contingent of our audience.
That's just good writing, Playboy.
The writing was fine, Felix. The issue was what you wrote has no basis in truth.
What? All I did was preview what you said we have going on next week.
Felix, you posted that both Smurfette and the Terry from Avatar were joining us in studio next week, topless.
Yeah, man. Personally, I'm looking real forward to it. Besides, that's what you told me, Playboy.
I did not either tell you that. I told you that next week in studio we're going to be treated to 2 blue-footed boobies.
Yeah, exactly, man. I just assumed that you meant Smurfette and Neytiri. What other blue women do you know?
I mean, there's Mystique from the X-Men.
Ooh, Mystique is coming in? All right.
No. Felix, just no. No, Mystique, no Smurfette, no Neytiri. None of them are coming into the studio topless.
Okay, well, that's what I posted, Playboy.
And that is what I'm correcting now and apologizing for. It's him. My colleague here, Mr. Foxworthy.
What's up, everybody?
My colleague here posted earlier this week that Smurfette and Neytiri from Avatar would be in studio next week, topless. I hate to...
Then what the hell were you talking about, man? What's a blue-footed booby?
A blue-footed booby, for those of you that don't know, is one of many different boobies, which refers to a group of large tropical seabirds. They're known for their distinctive appearance, and the most famous is the blue-footed booby.
Birds, man.
Yes, Felix, birds. Sorry to disappoint.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
You ain't funny, man. I guess I shouldn't post a singer Sia's coming in topless either.
Sia?
Yeah, man. She's an Australian singer. Wear the mask.
Oh, I said masked booby.
Yeah, man. And no J-Lo.
Jennifer Lopez?
Yes, Stone. Jennifer Lopez. Jenny from the block. J-Lo.
Brown booby?
Yeah, but you were still talking about birds, weren't you?
Yes, Felix. When I refer to boobies, I mean the birds.
I don't.
Understood. Nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, I hope I cleared up any confusion about our guests next week. But please join us and learn some wonderful new facts about our bird friends.
We're getting a lot of emails from disappointed viewers.
What?
Yeah, they're saying to let Felix book guests next time.
I most certainly will not consider that in the future. In the meantime, that covers our corrections for the week that was. For anybody that was excited about my new facial feature, I'm getting it removed this weekend. Please join us next hour for celebrity birthdays.
KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
All right, hello, it's 5:08. We'll drink and toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick take on Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Today is the first day of Male Breast Cancer Awareness Week.
Today's the first day.
The first day, day
Okay,
number 1.
yep. All right.
So just be aware of it. It still does happen. I know it doesn't
does
get thought of a
happen,
lot.
yes.
That's why we only get the week. But it does still happen. So don't be afraid to get yourselves checked there, fellas.
Didn't Peter Criss have breast cancer, I believe?
Ooh,
He did.
I'm not positive.
Yeah,
He might
I'm pretty
have.
sure it was him, yeah.
Yeah. There's a new thesis that's been released arguing that drinking alcohol played an essential part in human evolution by fostering trust, creativity, and social cohesion.
Social cohesion, I could see.
Yeah, exactly.
Trust, maybe.
I think the others kind of fall in after the social cohesion.
Right.
You build trust, you build camaraderie, right? That,
Well, you offer me some fermented fruit. I start feeling kind of good, and all of a sudden we invite our other buddy over. Take a sip of this. Next thing you know, there's 8 of us getting yelled at by our wives.
Come on, buddy. Research contradicts the old adage that kids brim with curiosity and adults lose it by showing that our curiosity peaks through middle age before slowly tapering off later in life.
That sounds about right.
Right. So, and the
kids don't know a lot of things. So I think we sometimes misplace curiosity for, can you fill in the blanks of something I don't understand?
Right.
Right. It's like, I'm not curious. I just need to know what 1 + 1 is because that's what they're asking me on the test.
Well, and they kind of prefaced it by talking about a situation with their daughter. They had picked her up from soccer, a game or something like that, and started asking, what all happened? How did it go? Doing all these, going in with curiosity, and her reaction was like, can you just leave me alone?
Yeah.
Like she hasn't decompressed just yet. So parents are now starting to clam up. They're not getting curious with their kids or something like that. I don't know. It's a whole bunch of meh.
I always ask, and it's always the same answer. I was school, fine. Okay,
Right.
What'd you guys do? Nothing. I'm like, so you went to school and literally, you did every
Didn't
class.
do anything.
Fine, and nothing happened.
And then they open up and start telling you. I'm like, okay.
Exactly. Well, and that's part of the article is when it comes to your curiosity, it hasn't gone away as you've gotten older. So don't be afraid to figure out different pathways to get that nuclear information that you're looking for.
Exactly.
Obviously, that worked for you. The question that you were asking was not working. So
switch it up.
Let's bend it out a little bit. Here. Put your thinking caps on, boys. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. I give you guys a 90% success chance on this one, mainly because Ted's not here. It's a K word. It's a noun that refers to something that serves as a check or a stop. A K word, a noun that refers to something that serves as a check or a stop. This is something that is mainly used in a sentence where you're frequently putting this on something. We've used it several times today.
Kibosh.
The kibosh.
Ah,
yes,
okay.
Kibosh. Well done. The CEO of ChargePoint plans to debut a 10-minute EV charger in 2026. Doesn't shock me as
Of course.
As it starts becoming more and more available, they're going to perfect how they do it.
Yes, indeed. And people will be happy.
Yes, they will. Well, at least they should be. If they're not, then they need to suck it up and get over it.
I like to waste my time.
Yeah. There's an article by a urologist that details 5 ways to ensure that you have a healthy penis.
Oh.
Okay, tell us.
I knew you were going to ask. That's why I put it up there.
Thanks.
I did work on this one. Basically, they said to focus on blood flow.
Every morning.
Ensuring that you partake in activities that get your blood pumping, get a good supply of this stuff is crucial when it comes to sexual health. Hygiene. Personally, no.
Wash that bad boy.
Yeah, basically, good hygiene down there is a pivotal step to ensure that you've got a healthy penis.
Also, if you plan on sharing it with anyone.
Yeah, penis pride.
Oh, it's got a lot of pride. I got a rainbow flag tattooed on it.
Basically, he said, I remind my clients that an average erect penis is 5 inches long and that a healthy penis is capable of great sex. They come in all shapes and sizes.
That means he's not well hung.
Don't worry. Yeah, that's right. Hey,
That's fine.
He
It's
made
great.
me feel great.
Yeah.
Okay. Urine check. Recommends taking a glance at the color of your urine on a regular basis.
Does anyone not?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm peeing. I'm looking at it anyway.
Right.
And you always make kind of an assessment like, okay, I seem perfectly
Right.
hydrated.
There's kind of a, put the shades on a little half circle, if you will. There's kind of a shade threshold where as long as we're within these shades, you're good to go. Once
cool.
it passes here, now I'm concerned, maybe not going to seek medical attention just yet, seek if it persists. If it's over here, I'm going to the doctor now.
Absolutely.
And then rest.
Yeah.
Just get a good night's sleep. Make sure that your penis is healthy. Your penis needs to sleep too.
Oh, my penis doesn't sleep now. We're on different schedules. Yeah. He's got a little neck pillow.
That's right. He's got like one of those from the plane. Just, there you go, buddy.
You have one for my penis.
Does
Very
it go
sleepy.
from the bottom or from the top, like a wreath?
It's like a wreath.
Wears a little blinding mask, like
Right.
the sleep mask.
So you kind of put it on it like Roses on a horse that just won the Derby.
Essentially, if you were to look from the top down, it looks like George Jefferson.
Okay. Yeah. Watching coverage this morning leading up to the game this afternoon, I saw a question that I thought had an obvious answer, and it was, why do the Dodgers continue to dominate the MLB? I had a thought, and I thought I would share my research with you guys.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
When I first saw the question, why do the Dodgers continue to dominate the MLB? My first thought was they kind of became the new Yankees as far as their payroll, as far as my understanding of it. You look at the Dodgers, you look at LA, it is a desirable place to be. I don't care where you're at, it is a desirable place to be. It is a nice organization. They've been crushing it out there. My guess is they're probably paying their people handsomely.
Well, just to play Otani's business manager.
No kidding. No kidding. So I looked up a couple of different sources, and I've landed here on sports.betmgm.com, and it is the MLB teams with the highest payrolls of this year.
Okay.
So real quick, let me lay down the bottom for you guys real quick. The bottom 10. Any ideas of what teams we might find in the 10 cheapest teams to operate
The
here as far as
Pirates.
payroll? Pittsburgh Pirates, Miles, you nailed it. That is 1, 2, 3, fourth cheapest team at $84 million.
The Rays.
The Rays, right above them, is the fifth cheapest team at $87.6 million.
Arizona Diamondbacks.
The Arizona Diamondbacks barely get out of it, if I'm not mistaken. The Diamondbacks are 13th most expensive.
Colorado Rockies.
I would say the Rockies.
Number 10,
Yes.
cheapest one out there. At
You can tell.
At $128 million.
The Orioles on there.
Orioles did edge their way out on this list in 16th most expensive team.
I know it. Florida Marlins.
The Florida Marlins
yeah.
is the cheapest team at $67 million.
Just had to do a little geography in my head there.
So at number 10, you got the Rockies. You got the Brewers at number 9 at 121.
Really had a great year.
The Reds at number 8 at 119. You get the Nationals at number 7 at 110. The Guardians are the last team to cross the $100 million threshold. Then you got the Rays, the Pirates, the Athletics, the White Sox, and the Marlins.
Okay.
So these are the 10 teams with the highest payrolls here in 20 and 25. You have the Chicago Cubs coming in at number 10.
Okay.
I'm trying to look at it, when I've kept a vague radar of them and who they've got on that team since we were there with VD when they won the World Series last.
Can we guess?
How much?
Gotta be the Red Sox.
The Red Sox. Red Sox are 12th.
Oh, I figured they'd be higher than that.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
the
I'm not gonna guess
Yankees.
anymore.
The Yankees are on the list.
Dodgers.
The Dodgers are on the list.
Phillies.
The Phillies are on the list.
The Mets.
The Mets are on the list.
Obviously the Dodgers.
Dodgers are on the list, yes.
Giants.
The Giants. No, the Giants are 14th.
Okay. How about the Astros?
The Astros on the list.
Okay.
Number 9 on the list, you get the Padres, San Diego, $216 million to
Really?
pay for the Padres. Is that all Machado?
Yes.
It's got to be, man.
Right, and look, no big disrespect to the Dodgers, but has he done much for you? I mean, he was great with the Orioles, but
you can't be one guy and be the team.
that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a
But they'll
fact.
pay for one guy.
Uh-huh. Atlanta Braves at number 8 on the list. $218 million. That's one that kind of confounds me. That to me, I think, is why they are such a tough team. I know that they haven't gone far,
Right.
But they are a tough team. They were one of the tougher ones that we faced on there. I think they got a much more well-rounded team.
Okay.
The Rangers, oddly enough, come in at number 7 on the
Well,
list.
it's tough going into Texas, playing the Rangers, playing the Astros.
Right. And the Rangers picked up Corey Seager. They picked up somebody else that I didn't want to see go over there either. But they're sitting at $226 million.
Thank God they just didn't make the playoffs this year.
No kidding.
One year we don't have to watch it.
You know who else didn't make the playoffs this year? The Houston Astros at number 6 with $232 million. They got Carlos Correa back from the Twins earlier this year.
Yep.
They picked up, I don't remember who else, who all else they got there. The Blue Jays come in at number 5 on the list,
Makes
which
sense.
makes sense. They just paid Vlad a big fat check.
And look, and they're in it.
They're a good team.
Right?
And they're in it.
There are 4 teams that are in it. So you're like, all right, money well spent.
That's right. That's a fact. Damn it. $255 million for the Blue Jays. The Phillies are at number 4 on the list. $290 million, which, again, is that just basically all Bryce Miller?
He's a lot of it. I don't know if it's all him, but he's definitely a lot of
Right.
it.
The Yankees are number 3 on the
Always.
list at $300 million. That's just because it's the Yankees. If you're going to wear
know.
pinstripes, you're going to get the bank.
You're going to make a ton of money.
Yeah. I don't care if you're riding the bench. You're going to get a lot of damn
A lot of money.
Number 2 on the list is where you find the Mets. $342 million for the Mets.
Jesus.
I know that they paid Edwin Diaz a lot of money because he was a great closer for us. We shipped him off over there, and now he's a great closer for them. Is Robinson Cano still playing for the Mets? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's up there.
I remember that
in age.
he fetched a pretty penny. The Mariners, by the way, show up at number 15 on the list. Our roster cost $164 million this year.
Which is more than they've
That's
spent in
not
a long
bad.
time.
Right, and
And look where you're at.
we're halfway down the list, and here we are. So just be happy with that. And then the number 1 team with a resounding $350 million is dominating the MLB, and it's the LA Dodgers.
All right, the
I was
Dodgers.
absolutely right.
Yep.
I was absolutely right. This other list here from what is this Sport Track has the Dodgers at number 1. Dodgers, Mets, Braves, and the Padres at that point. So that's why they're doing so well.
You
They
buy
got-
your success.
That's exactly right. You buy your success. A fire broke out at a home in North Carolina, and you won't believe who the culprit was, Miles.
What was the culprit?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
I'll
Thanks,
tell him
sir.
first.
Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, we made it to the weekend and drinking time.
Yeah.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. Mas tequila. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve the Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast Mr. David Sasser of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Now, David and his family, they were visiting relatives, leaving their 5-year-old dog Colton at home alone. And taking advantage of the situation, Colton pulled several items off of a counter, including a rechargeable battery. Now, naturally, Colton did what dogs do and started chewing on it, breaking the seal. But realizing his mistake and fleeing just moments before the rechargeable battery burst into flames. All right, it's one of these lithium batteries. Meanwhile, David got a phone alert from his home security system, and he got home within minutes. And luckily, the only casualty was the rug that the fire started on. But upon hearing this, the chief of the fire department said, and I quote, and it's a good reminder, that would be Chief Robert Zoltis. He said that while batteries are generally safe, they can ignite if damaged and properly stored or thrown away with the regular trash. He says, when you're done charging them, you have to really pay attention and unplug them. You have to make sure you store them where they can't get broken or cracked or chewed by a dog. That from the chief of the fire department. The reason we're toasting David Sasser is, he's a firefighter, and that was his boss. Yeah.
Good time.
That's a good look. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola bijola. Okay, your winner on a Bad Choice Friday coming up next. All right, life isn't cheap. We know that.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Happy Friday to one and all. Thank you for trusting us at In Action News. Hoping that you and yours have a wonderful weekend in store.
What about you, man? Big plans with the wife?
I wouldn't say big plans, but we are planning a brunch for two, followed by a visit to the local Arboretum.
The Arboretum? Man, that sounds boring, Playboy.
No comment, but my lovely wife is as into flora as I am into fauna.
Come again, man.
My wife is as into plants as I am into animals.
Okay, thank you for talking the way normal people talk, Playboy.
Speaking of animals, that brings us to today's corrections and apologies for the week that was.
Oh, come on, man. We had a solid week.
Well, with regard to our broadcast, yes, we truly did. However, you made a series of posts to our social media pages that misled many of our viewers.
What are you talking about, man? Dolores and HR told me to get more involved with our social media account to promote stuff on the show. That is all I did, Playboy.
Right. But you unnecessarily excited and misled a certain contingent of our audience.
That's just good writing, Playboy.
The writing was fine, Felix. The issue was what you wrote has no basis in truth.
What? All I did was preview what you said we have going on next week.
Felix, you posted that both Smurfette and the Teary from Avatar were joining us in studio next week, topless.
Yeah, man. Personally, I'm looking real forward to it. Besides, that's what you
told me, Playboy.
I did not either tell you that. I told you that next week in studio we're going to be treated to 2 blue-footed boobies.
Yeah, exactly, man. I just assumed that you meant Smurfette and Neytiri. What other blue women do you know?
I mean, there's Mystique from the X-Men.
Ooh, Mystique is coming in? All right.
No. Felix, just no. No, Mystique, no Smurfette, no Neytiri. None of them are coming into the studio topless.
Okay, well, that's what I posted, Playboy.
And that is what I'm correcting now and apologizing for. It's him. My colleague here, Mr. Foxworthy.
What's up, everybody?
My colleague here posted earlier this week that Smurfette and Neytiri from Avatar would be in studio next week, topless. I hate to disappoint our more fringe viewers, but that simply is not the case.
Then what the hell were you talking about, man? What's a blue-footed booby?
A blue-footed booby, for those of you that don't know, is one of many different boobies, which refers to a group of large tropical seabirds. They're known for their distinctive appearance, and the most famous is the blue-footed booby.
Birds, man.
Yes, Felix, birds. Sorry to disappoint.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
You ain't funny, man. I guess I shouldn't post a singer Sia's coming in topless either.
Sia?
Yeah, man. She's an Australian singer. Wear the mask.
Oh, I said masked booby.
Yeah, man. And no J-Lo?
Jennifer Lopez?
Yes, Stone. Jennifer Lopez. Jenny from the block. J-Lo.
Brown booby?
Yeah, but you were still talking about birds, weren't you?
Yes, Felix. When I refer to boobies, I mean the birds.
I don't.
Understood. Nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, I hope I cleared up any confusion about our guests next week. But please join us and learn some wonderful new facts about our bird friends.
We're getting a lot of emails from disappointed viewers.
What?
Yeah, they're saying to let Felix book guests next time.
I most certainly will not consider that in the future. In the meantime, that covers our corrections for the week that was. For anybody that was excited about my new facial feature, I'm getting it removed this weekend. Please join us next hour for celebrity birthdays.
Now, you can watch the Men's Room live on YouTube. Subscribe.
803 Rock. TV Time with Ted brought to you by Xfinity. Give them a call, 1-800-XFINITY.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
And today we celebrate winning on a Bad Choice Friday. Your choices today: Joe Esposito, You're the Best, taking on Paul Stanley and Live to Win. Mike, how was the voting?
Not even close, Miles, but we do have a clear winner, and that winner, as we all know, it's right there in the name, is indeed the best around. Joe Esposito on a Bad Choice
Welcome
Friday.
to the weekend. You're listening to the Men's Room, 99.9 KISW, Seattle.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW. KISW.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Look who it is, Mike Hawk.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, hi.
Going to talk a little TV here, but I have no idea what anybody could possibly be watching right now.
On television?
Yeah, there's something. There's just television.
Well, now that Oprah's not on.
Radio is the medium that's going to kill television.
That's right. We're taking
gonna
TV
Probably
out.
the local news.
Yeah.
Probably watching the local news. They start like 4:30.
Yeah.
We have news first.
Oh, no, it's 24 hours now, Miles.
Is it really?
It's nonstop. It's nonstop.
And join us tomorrow at 4:30 a.m. I'm like, dude, who are you talking to at 4:30?
The people that have to drive in Seattle traffic.
Well, they still do traffic. I'm like, it's 4:30 in the morning. It's fine.
Yeah. So we are here in October. It has been a long, long year, and already we have the TV moment of the year.
Already.
Okay. Already.
Okay.
It only took us 10.5 months, or 9.5 months, I suppose, but we made
Well,
it.
to be fair, the new TV seasons have just started.
They have.
Right. So you get kind of that gap into summer.
That's exactly right. So one of the fall shows that is coming up here, I don't believe we have any episodes just yet here in America, but one of the shows that I picked up this last year that I've really been waiting for the next season for is Traitors. It is
Traitors.
Not new by any means. It is Alan Cummings, I believe, that hosts that one. You remember the old game Mafia that you used to play?
No.
Okay, so the way that it is
It's
that
a reality show, right?
I think it qualifies as a reality. It's kind of a reality game show, if you will.
Hosts something, right?
Yes.
And they're like at a house or something like that?
Yeah, so they're in
Okay.
they're in this castle over in Scotland, and what it is, they pick, I think, like 10 or 12 celebrities that, or at least people that you would offhandedly know, Real Housewives. There was
that
WWE
level.
wrestlers. There was, you're right, that kind of level. There's podcasters and stuff. I think Donna Kelsey's going to be on this upcoming season.
Okay.
So what you do is you bring them all in there, and then you blindfold everybody, and everybody in the house up until this point is working together. Okay, we are all friends in here, right up until we blindfold you, and then Alan Cummings is going to pick 2, maybe 3 traitors.
Okay.
And then what is going to happen there is, as these days go on, you are going to do challenges with your other faithful, as you call them. And you are going to try to figure out who the traitors are. Now, you are trying to create a big old pot of money that if you make it to the end of the show, and it is only faithfuls, if you will, that are left, you guys get to split that pot.
Now, what are the kinds of challenges that they're doing?
So the last year, what they did in it's decently simple stuff. There was, rowing from one spot to the next to grab coins, or maybe it was fuel that you're going to use to light a flaming ring on the other side. But one of the things that they're doing there is that in these challenges, you have to then sacrifice people to be vulnerable, is what it is. Everybody.
Right.
So here's the way that it starts. We're going to give you a circle that you need to stand in at the end of this challenge. Okay. If you're standing in the circle, you are safe from anything that the traitors could possibly do to you.
Okay.
If you're outside of it, you can't. But what we're going to do is you need to collect X amount of rings, whatever it is, before you can stand in here and call the game won. So we're going to send you out here on a boat. You're going to get on this platform. You're going to and you're going to find this deal that says, okay, you can get these rings. You can get this crate full of rings, but 2 of you have to stay behind on here until the end of the game.
Okay.
So you have to sacrifice 2 people who will then be vulnerable to the traitors later on that night. And then what happens is that later on that night, in the middle of the night, you see, while everybody's asleep in their beds, the traitors will go over and then they will basically talk amongst themselves who in the faithful they want to murder for that night.
Okay.
And then they will be eliminated from the game and eliminated from contention. And there's a lot of politics that gets played in here. There's a lot of strategizing that gets played into here. There's a lot of deep thinking that gets put into here. And it all of a sudden chaos ensues after the first elimination is made.
It's like a real life Squid Games without people actually dying.
For the most part.
Oh, no, they're killed.
Yeah, right. For the most part, but then it is on you to try to figure out who's doing the killing. Right. You need to figure out who they're doing, which means you need to figure out why they're doing it. And sometimes, at least this last season, when it was doing, it was completely nonsensical. It was just create chaos.
So a little bit of clue involved.
Exactly. We're not killing people because they're great at the games. We're killing people just because it's going to confound them why this person is gone.
Why was that person taken?
And then you need to weed it down. You need to narrow it down. You'll come together at a round table at the beginning of every day, I believe, or maybe I don't know how these timings things work. But then you will decide amongst yourselves who we think is the traitor in this room.
Now, what happens if they guess wrong?
Then you eliminate a faithful, and then they announce that on their way out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so they'll announce that on their way out, right? But if you're a traitor, they'll announce it on the way out until they get to a certain point in the game to where they quit telling you if they're faithful or a traitor, and then you have to, at the end of the game, try to guess if you all are standing outside that big old pot of money, if you're all faithful. And if there's one traitor in there, they get all the money.
Oh, okay.
So it's a very, very fun game.
Give rich people money.
Right.
Are they giving their money away to charity?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank God for that.
It's like
All right.
Celebrity Family Feud or whatever.
Exactly.
I'm sure they get a fee to participate, but the money goes to charity.
So I know that the next season is at least upcoming. It might be out already. I'm not positive. I fell in love with the show. I thought it was cool. There was people from Love Island on there. There was a WWE wrestler on there. There's people from Survivor on there. There's Real
I'm not a
Housewives.
traitor,
all the
brother.
people that have the time to do this.
All the people that have the time to do this. So that's a long way to get to where we're at now, which they also have a version of it over in the UK, which is where we get TV Moment of the Year. There's a lot of creepy sets that come into that come into these challenges and whatnot, and sometimes it can get a little stressful, and some people have reactions when things get stressful.
Players, welcome to the worst team building away day experience in history. What just happened? I just farted.
Why is that so quiet? Dang it! I don't know why that's quiet. So if you
like
missed
that the chick copped to it though.
She did, and that's one thing that she admits about herself.
I just farted.
Yeah, there we go. Let's try that again.
I'm so sorry. It's nerves, but
She always owns up.
Yes, she does.
It's a gal by the name of Celia. She's been she's a B actress at this point. So but she got a little nervous and she farted while she was in there. So,
I like it. Probably get a lot more gigs because of that.
Hell yeah. You know what? Exactly. At this point, that's kind of what they're all doing. They're just trying to keep their moment in the spotlight a little bit, do a little good for charity while they're out there. Plus, you get to play a fun old game. So I highly recommend it. If it does come back, it should be on Peacock if you want to go and check that out. I highly recommend watching last season. If you know Boston Rob from Survivor fame and a lot of other different things, he's a major gamer, and he played very, very well in that particular season here. Switching gears here, we have the 10 TV shows from the 90s that get better with every watch. That get better with every watch. Do you guys have any shows that you have watched older episodes? You will go back and watch it. You guys don't strike me as bingers, but is there any show when you're scrolling you look at it and say, you know what, let's put this on for at least a little comfort, or at least see if this show gets any better? I do know a show that Miles and I discovered together does not age well, and it was Dukes of Hazzard. Because as kids, we loved it, right? So I don't know, we're like flipping around cable or something, but it was on, and we're like, you know what, man? Let's put on Dukes of Hazzard. We're thinking we're going to be taken back to this great time in life. I think we got through like 5 minutes, and we're like, what? This is so bad.
I miss a lot of Family Guy episodes. I don't know if that was actually in the 90s. It seems like it's been on forever. But that's one where I go back and I can watch stuff that I never watched before. Like, there's so many episodes. I have not even come close to seeing them all, but the jokes still hit.
Yeah.
They were timely at the time, but they're still funny.
Right.
Especially
you still understand what they're talking about.
Especially in those earlier seasons. I've been watching, I watch the cartoons as I fall asleep, and I'm finding myself giggling more and more as I'm trying to get to sleep.
I can believe that.
These shows that I did enjoy, a lot of the jokes are making a lot more sense.
You know what?
A lot better.
The one I would say, now that you brought up cartoons, honestly, is Looney Tunes.
Hell yeah.
Like, the older I get, the funnier I find Bugs and all that stuff. I mean, I thought it was hilarious as a kid.
Yeah.
But you miss a lot of the verbal humor, if you will. And now as an adult, because my kids got into it a couple years ago, and I was like, this is hilarious. Yeah, the other one, it's not from the 90s, but the Carol Burnett Show.
Yes.
They did some kind of special or something a few years ago. It was like a tribute to her. And so the kids have no idea who she is, but they kept showing skits. I'm dying. My wife's dying. The kids are dying. My son told me this is the funniest show I've ever seen. And I'm like, man, I knew I liked it when I was younger. I forgot how funny that show. Like, that is worth a rewatch.
Yeah.
For sure.
I agree. When I was kind of getting into the possibility of writing stuff like that, I started watching Carol Burnett skits, and
it is so funny.
It's hilarious.
It is.
Even the stuff is crazy dated, but doggone it, dude, it's still just funny.
Well, the idea of also they taped their show live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anything that went off the rails,
Tim Conway.
They didn't do it again. Yeah. They didn't retape it. They just said, hey, this is a sketch variety show. It is what it is.
Let's go.
And Harvey Korman and Tim Conway used to make it their game plan to get someone to lose it during the broadcast.
Tim Conway was the main guy.
Yeah.
Apparently they even knew. Like, they would do a week of rehearsal, and everyone would nail their lines. And they even said, like, once we were in front of the audience, they knew at some point Tim Conway was going to go off script just to F with them and make them laugh.
Right. Big funnies were coming.
Yeah.
Big funnies were coming. So what we have here is the 10 TV shows from the 90s that get better with every rewatch. I'll play the intro, see if you guys can guess.
Seinfeld. You know what? I would say this. Seinfeld was a great show. But if you like Seinfeld, just start watching Curb Your Enthusiasm if you have not. I think it carries on the tradition of the same idea of a show, but I think it's done a lot better.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I think Larry David does his own show better than his other own show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I have not watched either. To be honest with you, the bass that we got here it happened every 3 seconds, and it got to be too much for me.
That was their
it turned me
segue
off.
music, no matter what.
It was, and the segues were just coming one right after the other, fast, rapid fire with it. I was like, okay, we don't need this every time, guys.
Like, Ted's a huge Seinfeld fan. I've never disliked it. It was fine. I mean, there were some very good lines. The characters were very well done. The one line I always liked, Jerry was going on about some, I think he was talking to George, but he's going on about some chick that he saw, and they loved the boobs. Man, she had great boobs. You can talk about boobs. And who's the chick? Elaine? Elaine. Elaine's like, why do guys always go on about boobs? Why don't you go on about, like, legs? I just remember Jerry looked at her and said, I have legs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that absolutely is the answer to that question.
10 TV shows from the 90s that get better with every rewatch.
Law and Order.
Does anybody watch Law and Order? I don't know anybody who has ever watched Law and Order.
No, a single person who watches Law and Order, but obviously just enough people watch it that thing's been on for 436 years.
Why aren't there more cops, DA people?
Yes.
If you really like this stuff that much, why aren't they doing it?
Right?
Like, it didn't inspire anybody to go out and want to be a cop.
Oh, no, it doesn't look like a job you want.
No.
You know what I
the
mean?
show
Like,
didn't glamorize it all that well from what I've seen.
Everything's all, to me, I'm like, that's the last job I want to have, right?
Exactly. I swear they're fudging these numbers. I think it's just on in old people's homes and they don't know how to change the channel.
Good point.
I have no idea how this shows
turn
up.
my TV
Right.
off.
And then they get sucked into it somehow. It's like,
I just
this
don't
is
go
awful.
serious as much as I go light. If I'm going to a movie, serious is fine. But an hour long, like, drama. Sometimes I just go like, I just need something easier.
Yeah, speaking
I
of
don't
which,
mind dramas.
how about this drama? 10 TV shows from the 90s that get better
Sopranos?
with every watch. No. This is where we got George Clooney.
Oh, ER.
ER.
I never watched ER.
I remember at least the promos for it. I feel like my mom watched a
Everybody
few
watched-
episodes.
everybody watched.
It was it just wasn't for me, which is nothing against the show.
Yeah.
But medical dramas rarely rake me in.
I feel like in the 90s there was kind of one of two surefire home runs. It was cop shows and it was
dramas.
medical shows.
I don't know. I mean, on network TV, that formula still works.
Yeah.
I mean, look, well, now they've added the fire department.
Yeah.
So you can be a cop, you can be a firefighter, or you can be a doctor. And
That guaranteed.
that's it. Or a lawyer.
And as long as
I
you
want
can
to see
play
a comedy show with firefighters.
Tacoma, FD.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'll watch that.
And it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Or Reno 911.
And as
right.
long as you can play a social worker, you can be in any one of those shows.
We have a very specific person who plays a social worker all the time.
Exactly.
If you are a black woman and you have a short haircut and you have hoop earrings,
You have to have hoop earrings.
you can be cast
Maybe
as
a little bit on the
social
heavier
worker.
side.
Yeah.
Little Shaka Gray.
Right, that's all. And you will be cast in every movie, every TV show. Like, we need a social worker. There you go.
TV shows from the 90s that get better with every rewatch.
Now this is
Fresh Prince?
Fresh Prince.
Huh. Okay.
I
I
was
mean,
a-
I'd have to go back to talk crap about
There
that.
was some fun. Actually, I stole a line from Fresh Prince. There was, as at the end of the show, I don't know what had happened in the show, but at the end, Uncle Phil, I guess, he's admonishing the kids, and they're sitting on the sofa, and he's kind of finishing his thing, but he looks at Will Smith at the end of everything else he's bitching about and says, and we don't kidnap family members. All right. And Will Smith just looked at him and said, okay, I didn't know that. And I have taken that line, and I have used that pretty much every day of my radio career.
That really is your style of humor, isn't it?
Well, I mean, when they get mad at me about whatever, right? Just like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't know that. You didn't know not to set a toilet on fire. Yeah, I didn't know that.
No one told me.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
My bad,
that.
man. I didn't
This was
know.
kind of the teenager show when I was growing up.
For sure.
It wasn't on my radar. 10 TV shows from the 90s that get better with every rewatch. This theme comes up with every single one of these, and honestly, I am so tired of it. It bores me to tears every time I hear
sounds
it.
familiar, and I don't know the show.
Again, based here in Seattle.
Northern
Twin Peaks?
or Twin Peaks,
or at
yeah.
least the Northwest area.
Yeah.
I think it was like we get the comments all the time. It was like it was shot down in Oregon, or it's from Oregon. It's the Pacific Northwest. And honestly, if this theme song is at all indicative of how this show is, I think I'm okay.
It was David Lynch, I believe, right?
Yes, that sounds right. So
it's a David Lynch show then.
Right, it is what it is. One that I didn't watch, but you know what? I'm sure would have been cool.
Oh, it was great.
So
X-Files?
what was the deal with
X-Files.
X-Files? What was the deal with it?
Little space, little drama, little sci-fi.
But they brought in conspiracy, which is what elevated the show. So I think initially it would just be more two FBI agents. One of them does not believe, one of them does believe. That's why they put them together, mostly to debunk the believer.
Okay.
But as they experienced these different things per episode, even the non-believer, who was always pretty tied to science, would still say, like, okay, I can't explain that. Then they added this big conspiratorial kind of thing.
Okay.
As an umbrella, and it made the show so much better.
Oh, right.
So even if the episode kind of sucked, there was always kind of this dread that always kind of hung around. It was cool. I don't know if I could watch it now, but it was great.
I'm sure it would be on in my house. That was one of my wife's early crushes.
David
Duchovny.
My wife, yeah, dude. For her, David Duchovny was Californication.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works.
10
shows from the 90s that get better with every rewatch. Better's not the right word.
I don't know.
So here's my... This is basically Nick at Night's rubric, and that's what bothers me about this show. Nick at Night was the Wonder Years. Nick at Night was Happy Days. Nick at Night was old people shows.
Well, guess what, Mike?
Yeah! The gray in my
You're
beard
old.
is starting to show. Like, damn it. And it is on wall to wall.
It is all the time.
It is this. It goes into Mike and Molly. And I'm like, shoot, I'm actually enjoying myself turning on Nickelodeon in a hotel room at 2 o'clock in the morning. I can sleep. Damn it. 10 shows from the 90s that get better with every rewatch. Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, Buffy.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I never watched it.
No, I didn't either.
Neither did I. It was one that I knew of, but I never saw a single episode. But
I was super aware of it. Yeah, same thing. Never watched it, though.
everybody went crazy for it. They loved it. 10 shows from the 90s that get better with every rewatch.
90210.
90210.
They're saying this gets better?
I guess. I never saw a single episode.
I've seen maybe 5 episodes. It just wasn't for me, or maybe I just aged out of it. But
Is it just like a high school drama type
it's
thing?
a high
exactly.
school drama, but
It's Friday night, whatever Ted watches.
it did great. But I just
High school,
I don't know
whatever.
that you could watch it now and be like, oh, this is real good.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be
I
cringy
will,
after
I
a
will
while.
watch. I watch Cobra Kai. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
So you can either do it right, or if I,
But
you can either
Cobra
do it for me to
Kai-
like it, or you can't.
But Cobra Kai knew what it was doing.
Yeah.
Like the Cobra Kai has never taken itself seriously, which is part of the reason you can enjoy it.
Yeah.
They don't do everything was just, so and so's in love with so and so, and they're gonna. Oh my god.
Yeah, Cobra Kai, they're throwing you down a stairwell.
Oh yeah, in school around us kids.
Yeah,
Still sweeping damn legs.
No worries. No one gets suspended. None.
And then the number one TV show from the 90s that gets better with every rewatch. Did anybody ever watch Ally McBeal?
Oh,
my wife did.
I did not. No.
I don't even know what this show is.
It was
Callista
Callista
Flockhart.
Flockhart.
Okay.
Han Solo's wife. That was his name. Harrison Ford.
Okay.
That's about all I can tell you about it.
It's a very skinny
but
girl who's
she
looking
was-
for food.
But she boy.
It is.
She
It's a
is.
small, tiny woman, and she's hungry all the time, and she's just scavenging for food.
That's all it is.
That's what it is.
Okay, fantastic.
I
There
have
you go.
no idea what that show was even about, but I know the name.
10 TV shows from the 90s that get better with every week
People
rewatch.
throw a cracker, you know.
Just in case you guys wanted to do a little bit of rewatch. What are you going to watch over the weekend? You got Celebrity Wheel of
Friends.
Fortune on tonight. Yeah, exactly. Friends. You got a new On Brand with Jimmy Fallon coming out tonight as well. Let's see here on Saturday. Sabrina Carpenter's going to host Saturday Night Live. If you want to check that out, and you got a whole slate of football all throughout Sunday. And God willing, we get a little bit more Mariners baseball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Happy Friday to one and all. Thank you for trusting us at In Action News. Hoping that you and yours have a wonderful weekend in store.
What about you, man? Big plans with the wife?
I wouldn't say big plans, but we are planning a brunch for two, followed by a visit to the local arboretum.
The Arboretum? Man, that sounds boring, Playboy.
No comment, but my lovely wife is as into flora as I am into fauna.
Come again, man.
My wife is as into plants as I am into animals.
Okay, thank you for talking the way normal people talk, Playboy.
Speaking of animals, that brings us to today's corrections and apologies for the week that was.
Oh, come on, man. We had a solid week.
Well, with regard to our broadcast, yes, we truly did. However, you made a series of posts to our social media pages that misled many of our viewers.
What are you talking about, man? Dolores and HR told me to get more involved with our social media account to promote stuff on the show. That is all I did, Playboy.
Right, but you unnecessarily excited and misled a certain contingent of our audience.
That's just good writing, Playboy.
The writing was fine, Felix. The issue was what you wrote has no basis in truth.
What? All I did was preview what you said we have going on next week.
Felix, you posted that both Smurfette and the Thierry from Avatar were joining us in studio next week, topless.
Yeah, man. Personally, I'm looking real forward to it. Besides, that's what you told me, Playboy.
I did not either tell you that. I told you that next week in studio we're going to be treated to two blue-footed boobies.
Yeah, exactly, man. I just assumed that you meant Smurfette and Neytiri. What other blue women do you know?
I mean, there's Mystique from the X-Men.
Ooh, Mystique is coming in? All right.
No. Felix, just no. No, Mystique, no Smurfette, no Neytiri. None of them are coming into the studio topless.
Okay, well, that's what I posted, Playboy.
And that is what I'm correcting now and apologizing for. My colleague here, Mr. Foxworthy.
What's up, everybody?
My colleague here posted earlier this week that Smurfette and Neytiri from Avatar would be in studio next week, topless. I hate to disappoint our more fringe viewers, but that simply is not the case.
Then what the hell were you talking about, man? What's a blue-footed booby?
A blue-footed booby, for those of you that don't know, is one of many different boobies, which refers to a group of large tropical seabirds. They're known for their distinctive appearance, and the most famous is the blue-footed booby.
Birds, man.
Yes, Felix, birds. Sorry to disappoint.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
You ain't funny, man. I guess I didn't post a singer Sia is coming in topless either.
Sia?
Yeah, man. She's an Australian singer. Wear the mask.
Oh, I said masked booby.
Yeah, man. And no J-Lo?
Jennifer Lopez?
Yes, Stone. Jennifer Lopez. Jenny from the block. J-Lo.
Brown booby?
Yeah, but you were still talking about birds, weren't you?
Yes, Felix. When I refer to boobies, I mean the birds.
I don't.
Understood. Nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, I hope I cleared up any confusion about our guests next week. But please join us and learn some wonderful new facts about our bird friends.
We're getting a lot of emails from disappointed viewers.
What?
Yeah, they're saying to let Felix book guests next time.
I most certainly will not consider that in the future. In the meantime, that covers our corrections for the week that was. For anybody that was excited about my new facial feature, I'm getting it removed this weekend. Please join us next hour for celebrity birthdays.
Now, you can watch The Men's Room live on YouTube. Subscribe at KISW Rock. The Men's Room titillates your ears when you listen on the radio or Odyssey app. Teases your taste buds when enjoying Men's Room IPA. And now, you can watch The Men's Room live on YouTube. It's as close to actually being in the studio as you can get. Thanks to The Incident. Touch and smell unavailable. Find us on YouTube and subscribe at KISW KISW Rock from Seattle's Sensory Annihilation Station.
Mensu Rumuragada Besuto Bira. Super freshu, super strong, taste boom. You drink now, anatawa big man desa. No wait, no think. Just grabu Mensu Rumuraga. Say chas. Kanpai. Mensu Rumuragada Besuto Bira.
Turns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Texas corrections officer is fired after taking bribes for Wingstop chicken wings.
Okay.
When you're a firefighter and your dog burns your home down, it really stings, as we already know. Portland police rescue a skunk with its head stuck in a jar. A car thief immediately returns because of what was in the car. And a Florida woman says an AI-generated image assaulted her. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story. We're going to North Carolina, where a fire's broken out in a local home. We toasted this story earlier today. A couple came home one day to an unfamiliar smell and walked into the living room to discover their rug was on fire. The blaze was quickly put out and the rug was the only casualty of the fire, but as for what started it, they're fortunate enough to have video evidence. A nanny cam set up in their living room caught the moment the fire was sparked by the 5-year-old rescue dog that they had adopted that managed to grab himself a lithium-ion battery to chew on. That's the one.
Wrong one.
Speaking spell. We see the moment that the dog clearly pierces something critical, causing the battery to smoke uncontrollably and eventually burst into flames after the dog had backed away. Thank heavens, the dog's totally fine. Luckily, the dog's owner is a member of the local fire department and knew a thing or two about putting out the blaze. Nobody was injured.
Yeah, I love that. Then the fire chief's like, here's what you do with those batteries.
Correct.
Yeah.
Don't just leave them around for your dumbass dogs. In other news, down to Florida, where we find what will stop a car thief. I love this story. Surveillance cameras outside of a local gas station caught the moment a man spotted a woman getting out of her car to run into the convenience store and saw an opportunity. She must have left the car running.
That would be my guess.
Because of how quickly he did this. He ran to the car and jumped in, quickly speeding toward the road to take off with her vehicle. But in the video, we see him get to just get to the road. He's basically got his tires on the sidewalk, and he jams on the brakes, throws the car into reverse, and screeches right back to where the car was parked in the first place. He then exits the car and was heard by witnesses saying, "I would have never taken it. I would have never done it," with his hands in the air. All this followed the moment that he realized there was a 1-year-old in the back of the car.
Damn.
Police were called and the man was arrested, and in spite of his admission, he still is facing kidnapping charges for the crime.
Wow.
Well,
They're just going to hit him.
The judge will offer some leniency.
I believe that to be the case.
If you're a judge, you're not going to make this a cold cut case.
Correct. Especially,
Yes, you should be charged with that.
Correct.
But when you get to court,
correct.
give the guy a break.
I think the plea deal is going to be, okay, don't make us work for the doggone theft charges, and we won't kick you with the kidnapping charges.
Right, exactly.
Because that turns it from just like, what is it? Shoot. Misdemeanor into a felony.
Guaranteed felony with kidnapping.
Yeah.
I know someone who knows.
A jail official in Texas is out of a job for sneaking contraband into a secured area. The report goes that an inmate reached out to an officer to bring something in exchange for $50 that would be sent via Cash App. Side note, people in jail can throw out Cash App.
Who knew?
The officer agreed and set up the operation and was caught on surveillance bringing the contraband to the inmate. This goes against policies with the jail, and the officer was fired and is also being investigated to see the extent of his involvement with bringing unapproved items to inmates. But what was worth the risk, you want to know? delicious habanero mango wing from Wingstop.
I mean, that does sound really good, dude.
Look. You got money, you earned it, right?
Yeah.
So you have a commissary that you can pay for stuff.
Yeah.
Could I use that commissary for, say, DoorDash?
Right.
Can I just get them delivered? Look, all I want is McDonald's fries and a cheeseburger.
And here's the
Can
thing.
I use my money if I have a whatever it is?
The officer did go through the proper procedures to make sure that just the wings made it into the jail. Ran it through
he charged him
the
$50,
X-rays.
which might have been the cost of the wings.
It could have
and
been.
the delivery and everything else.
Even helped himself to a couple of wings before
Yes.
wrapping several into a towel.
Absolutely.
And handing them off to the inmate. So, as far as I look at it, it's like, I get it. It's a bad look.
But it's not the worst thing.
Right.
I'm sure it just breaks a protocol. I'm sure. But sometimes you revisit things and go, all right, well.
Yeah. And it's jail. It's not prison.
Look, you broke protocol. I understand you're in trouble, but be somewhat lenient, I think, with the punishment.
Right. Did he
for all
deserve to be fired? Like, no, just go to him and say, we don't do this, or at least get it approved by a handful of people.
Well, I guess here's the question. Did he get fired and then this made news because he got fired, or did it make news, in which case then they fired him?
That's a good question.
Right? Because you just go like, look, man, it's not that what you did is the worst in the world, but we're not going to deal with the scrutiny.
Right.
We're going to let you go.
And I suppose it does open the opportunity for somebody else to figure out a way to hack this. I'm your DoorDash driver, and then you get it through. You know, that kind of a thing.
Possibly, sure.
I feel like there's got to be some oversight on this. There's got to be.
Yeah.
Wild story out of Florida. Local woman called authorities to report that she was the victim of assault. The story goes that an unknown assailant had broken into her home, attacked her, and sexually assaulted her before fleeing the scene. Luckily, she told authorities that she was able to get a picture of the assailant as he was seated on her couch at some point during the incident. Side note, sexual assaulters will sometimes just chill on your couch for a second after they're done. But she provided the picture. But a little investigation into the photo found it wasn't real. It was AI generated via ChatGPT and was even found to have been created several days before the alleged assault occurred. She was arrested and charged with making a false report. What's more, as officers, they didn't detail why she did it.
You know, what is it? Just you want attention? You want to waste their time looking for someone that doesn't exist? What? It really doesn't matter what the intention is. It was wrong.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
I know I'm up here on time here, but down to Oregon where nature needed a little help. Officers received a call about an animal in distress that nobody was exactly chomping at the bit to help. A skunk that managed to get its head stuck in a jar. They arrived on the scene to find the little guy bumping into various objects and buildings in the middle of the darkness.
Yeah, I bet he was.
Being as careful as they could, they gently slipped the jar off the animal's head and sent him scampering off into the wilderness.
I'm not helping a skunk.
And I know what you're thinking. No, nobody got sprayed. A successful mission all around.
Here's my thought with the skunk. I got no problem with the skunk, but knowing what their response is, like, I would tranquilize it first.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get your head out of the jar, but I am not going to risk getting sprayed when I'm trying to help you.
Hell no. Men's Room Sports, you kind of already know what sports are going on. You got a slew of college football going on tomorrow and all the usual suspects. You've got baseball going on all weekend. You've got hockey going on all weekend. I'm not going to say anything else on the subject as far as your weather. It is, you got a little bit.
Seahawks for Monday nights and watch whatever you want on Sunday.
Exactly.
Yeah, man,
exactly,
chill out.
man. That's all you got to do there. As
As
far as the weather,
go to the pumpkin patch.
Got a little rain tomorrow and a high of 54. You got morning showers on Sunday with a high of 69. We're going to come back here on Monday with cloudy and a high of 60. That's it for your headlines. With that, just go. Mike Hawk is out.
Hey, brother, we appreciate it. Enjoy the weekend, guys. Seriously, be safe out there. We'll talk to you again on Monday.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until Monday, please do what you do best. You. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.